Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Shaka, congrats on 49 months. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're stuck with me forever. Shaka, how are you? How's your Valentine's Day going? Any fun plans? Anything exciting? Look, Dino has Choco just for today. Just special for Dino today. Also, let me restart the music. There we go. It's my regular background music. Let me know if you can't hear it. And let me turn on Dino so he can yap yap. And I think this is good. Hello, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are all excited for our very rare, very once in a while, very once a year, but I forgot last year, Valentine's Day advice stream. Yay! Okay, Boogie, hello. How are you? Alanlee, nice to see you again. Jury, hello. Shaka, thank you again. Link, how are you? Happy day indeed, Roar. Thank you. Yes, Choco tax will be paid later. Later. No, now. Now. Immediately. Right now. Santa's hello. How are you, Hazel? Hello. Jury, congrats on 43 months. You're almost at 4 years. That's wild. That's wild. Happy Valentine's. Big Shaka for the biggest fairy and the biggest Dino. Biggest Dino. Thank you so much, Jury. Aw, thank you. Dino has chocolate, I know, just for today. We'll let him be a little chubby just for today. Link, oh my gosh, Link, thank you so much for the super chat. That's so kind of you. Happy Valentine's Day. Aw, no, don't make me bald. No, no. Oh my gosh, no, everybody's gonna see me on Valentine's Day bald. Why? Why, Dino? Quick, Dino, cover my face. Dino. He's like, no, I don't want, please? Okay. Yeah, we're good. So, thank you so, oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Link. I really appreciate it. I will use that. Use your kind Valentine for the yummiest choco for me. And maybe a crumb for Dino, but mostly for me. It will go to good use in my tummy. In my tum-tum. Thank you so much. Aw, that's so generous. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm still bald. I've been waiting. I'm still bald. Chip? Why? Chip, what did I do to you? Why? Jose, hello. I love the Miku wave. That is so cute. Jose, how are you? Am I saying your name right? I always feel like I'm saying your name wrong. Is it Josue or am I saying it right? I always feel like I'm saying this wrong. Thank you so much again. And Clavis, how are you? Capybara. So, as usual, for Valentine's Day, I try to, like I said, I missed last year, but I try to do like an advice sort of stream. And I got a lot of good questions this time, and I'm excited. And if you still have questions, you can put them into the form. It's in the description on YouTube. And hold on, let me also paste it here on Twitch in case anybody doesn't have it. Give me just a second. You can answer your questions. You can still put in your questions if you'd like. I might not get to everything if, we end up getting more. I have quite a few. I have 10 questions already, I think. And we're going to go through every single question I've gotten so far. So if I don't get to yours, I'm sorry, but I'll try. Give me just a second. Let me just paste it here, and then we can get started. Also, does anybody have Valentine's Day plans they want to tell me about while we start? While we get ready? Any Valentine's Day plans? Love life questions here. Okay. And till the end of stream. That's good. And here on Twitch, not YouTube as well, just in case. Oh, click my own thing. And pin message. Yes. Sleep. Jury, sleep. Yes, sleep is great. My plans are... Wait, hold on. The text disappeared. My plans are happening right now. Aww! With Roro. With the Roro. Aww. Hanging out with me. With me. Oh. Thanks. Jury, I just opened my Discord and I saw something about stealing chocolate. Do you have something to say for yourself, ma'am? With Roro, I'll do my best to make it fun. I don't know, why do I seem very like dull lighted right now? Is it something in my stream settings? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Give me just a second. I don't know why it's looking really off. Are? There we go. That's bright. But why does it look so off? なんだろう。ちょっと待って。 Oh, there we go. Maybe that's better. Does that look like it blends with the I look so like I'm disappearing. There we go. No, that's something. I'm gonna say something really depressing. Okay, there we go. I think this is bright and nice. Okay, cool. I was like, my visual settings are off. Okay, steal all chocolates for Dino. No. FUCK 30 stream streak. That's wild. Congrats. Oh my gosh, let's go. Thank you so much. Any advice for someone who is working? Tell your boss no. I'm gonna celebrate Valentine's Day. Bye. And then I'm kidding. That could get you fired. Don't do that. I don't know if I have any advice for working. Is Valentine's not a Saturday? Is Saturday a work day for you? That's rough. I hope you can like reschedule your Valentine if you had any plans. Yeah. Yo-ho. And hello, Chris. How are you? K4, hello, lovely fairy. I am love fairy. I am love fairy. Yes, that's me. That's right. Trust me. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I wanted to give all my chocolate to Dino, but he already has chocolate. That's right. Instead, you can give all your chocolate to me. Me. Yeah, you can give it to me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I will take good care of it in my tummy. Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Sapien, how are you? How's it going? Darkfire, congrats on 49. Oh my gosh, you have crossed the 4-year mark. You're also stuck with me forever and ever. You can never leave. Why am I was saying something serious. I was saying something serious, Clavis. Why must you do this? Why? But congrats on 49 months, Darkfire. Is Roro a love fairy today? I am. Today's the one day where I'll talk about like the really real topics. Real topics. Working, I know. I hope you guys get some break, or at least get yourself a treat. Listen, Valentine's Day is just another day to eat chocolate. I mean, just another day to give Roro chocolate. Oh, you know what the best day is? Tomorrow. The 15th is the best day. You know why? Chocolate is discounted. It's so cheap. I have chocolate in my Amazon cart that I'm waiting to buy until tomorrow. I know. It's like Halloween 2.0, you know? Yeah. You are stuck with me forever, Darkfire. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Shigram, how are you? Walolu. Wait, did I read this right? Walolu, Rochi. Good morning. Jerry, good morning. How are you? 5 head for a love advice. Yes. 5 head to showcase my insane intelligence. Yes. What happened to my head, Jerry? I don't know what you're talking about. What happened to my head? Nothing happened to my head. Nothing happened. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened to my head. It's perfectly normal. I know Twitch is in an ad break, so give me like 30 seconds. Once they're back, we'll start. I don't know. I forgot to click the skip. It'll be done in like 20 seconds. That's great advice. I'll go get more chocolate. That's right. Rose always looking the brightest opportunity. I am here to brighten your day. Yeah. We have some serious questions today, so I hope it'll be like a fun, kind of different stream from what I normally do. I know my streams I try to keep really lighthearted and really fun so we can escape reality that we're all trying to escape constantly. But maybe not all of us. Maybe some of you guys are having an awesome. I mean, I'm happy in my regular day-to-day life too, but sometimes I'm dealing with a lot of work and I don't want to think about it. But today we're gonna have some good discussions. I got some really good questions. I got some tough questions too. So I'm excited to, I think share my opinion, but also hear what you guys have to say about it, what your opinions on it are. Because I know, like, obviously I'm speaking from my experiences and my thoughts and my, I don't want to say moral compass exactly, but like my approach to it, right? So I'm excited to hear what you guys are gonna say. I have with me a nice, huge cup of warm tea. So I hope you guys have something to drink, ready to strap in and yap. I'm really excited for this. Eating a red velvet. Working on a committee presentation. Listen, cake while working on a presentation is peak. Although it's nice to eat cake in general. Red velvet sounds really good. I haven't had red velvet in a long time. You know what? I'm craving a red velvet donut. Speaking of cravings, Mr. Donut here in Japan is having like a Godiva collaboration for Valentine's Day. So I'm really excited. I kind of want to eat it tomorrow. So I'm going to get that tomorrow. I'll let you guys know how it tastes. I'll take a couple photos, post it in the Discord. I haven't done a snack along stream in a while, so I might do that in a few weeks, but we'll see. Not this time. Yes, I am stuck as well. Yes, Darkfire, you're always stuck with me. Gentle, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thank you so much. To this chocolate fiend, now 4 months of sub. The rest of you should join the club. That's right. With rhyme, I renew. Maybe dad joke too? At least I'm no longer a nub. That's right. Gentle, the awesomest dad. Join in me. I hope you're having a good Valentine, Gentle. Are you celebrating with family this time, right? I don't know. I think some people celebrate Valentine's with their kids as well, but some people don't, right? Like, I know I don't have a lot of friends with kids, but I think some of them usually like try to plan a date night with their partner, and a relative or someone babysits the kids. But sometimes I think it could be fun to like celebrate together and eat yummy sweet food. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the advice stream. I got a question in Japanese this time, which is really fun too. But what I'll do is, just in case we have any viewers who are Japanese or watching in Japanese or have questions in Japanese, I also used DeepL to just translate really quick because I was lazy to translate everything. If DeepL's wrong anywhere, I'll try to retranslate it right now live. So, the first question I got was, hello, Roro. Smartest fairy in the fairyland. Soon my close friends are getting married. Congratulations to your close friends. And this question is by Jury, and I think it's okay to say your name on this one, right? So, congrats to your friends, Jury. Could you kindly suggest good and memorable gifts for them aside from money? And you know what? I actually prefer money, I'm not gonna lie, but that's a good question. That's a good question. I will do my best to give you yours. And in Japanese, the question was, Konnichiwa. Well, I just translated this. Konnichiwa, Yosei no kuni de ichiban kashikoi Yosei no Roro san. Mamonaku watashi no I can't read beyond my wings. 親しい友達、友人が結婚します。お金以外で素敵で思い出に残る贈り物なんていうプレゼントを提案してくれませんか？頑張ります。はい。何がいいんだろう? What's a good gift? You know, that's a good question. I will admit I really love money. Because then you can use it for what you need to use it for, you know? But at the same time, I totally understand, like, gift cards and stuff are seen as, like, you know, like a really low effort gift, right? So I think for me personally, something that I would find useful, something that would be really useful for me, or, and this sounds maybe bad and maybe some people disagree with this, something that if I won't use it, I can re-gift to somebody else or sell and kind of be able to like let go of it easily if it's not what I need. I think that those kinds of gifts are the best, to be honest. I remember, I'm trying to think, what did my friends get? You know, I admittedly haven't been to a wedding. Ever. I was invited to weddings, but I live too far away to attend. Hold on, let me think. A box of chocolate? But a box of chocolate is difficult to re-gift, right? Because it'll expire. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I almost want to say stuff for if they don't have a home together, it's difficult, right? If they haven't bought, like, I mean, not a home in this economy, buying a house in this economy. Okay, maybe not that. What's something else that we can do? What's a good gift? That's a tough one. I don't actually know, you know? I'm trying to think. Chocolate doesn't last long enough to expire. It'll disappear into my tummy. Something edible feels like it's not going to be enough, right? Tableware is good. I was actually thinking of tableware because my family got for housewarmings and stuff, right? You get like chipturi or like, what is it? What is housewarming in Japanese? I don't actually know. なんか、引っ越した時、なんか新しい家でお祝いすることってなんて言いますか？なんて言いますかそれ？ housewarming? Housewarming は何だったっけ日本語で？ housewarming. Hold on, let me see. 引っ越し祝い。簡単だね。引っ越し祝いでなんだろう。Yeah, I mean for 引っ越し祝い, some people do like something like that. It could be a service. If you want to gift them a service, like for example, a nice, if you know their food preferences. For example, if they're foodies, you could give them like a nice, not a gift card, but like a nice ticket to a restaurant or something. I think that could be nice, but it's hard because you have to plan. Something that they can use whenever they want to use, like a reservation. I don't know, spa treatments are really everybody's thing. I don't know, I've never really used that kind of stuff. I think for me, I really like practical gifts. So like, I think if I were to ever have a wedding, I would have if I was doing gifts, I would have like a small registry probably of things that I really could use. Or I would like money. I would like money. What else is good? Tableware is really nice. Good if you know their tastes, right? If you know their tastes, good tableware. What else? Tickets always is nice. I think depending on what their interests are. I'm bad at this. I do not know. This is a tough one. I think tableware is a really easy one. If you know they're really into music, getting them like a nice speaker. I know that's another one. Tickets to an experience. Yeah, something they can do together. But this one's a caveat that you need to know like what they like. Like it's hard. Like for example, what if I love spa treatments but my partner doesn't, or my partner loves spa treatments and I don't, right? Like that's a little bit difficult. So I think something that if you know them well, since they're your closer friends, right? They're your close friends. So maybe if you know that they have like an interest that they share together, maybe getting them something towards their interests, that can be really nice and thoughtful. If you know that they're moving together soon, like let's say they're moving in together soon, or they might be buying a house or renting together soon, something that they can use for their house, almost like a housewarming gift. That can be really nice. A good vase if they like flowers. Yeah, some nice pottery is always really, really nice too, like a really nice pot or some kind of really nice tableware. Because tableware is also a little bit easier to sell, I think. Yeah, like quality tableware, quality like houseware. For example, when I got a graduation gift from one of my friends' parents, they knew that I really love tea and I love like tea, and they got me this really nice teapot with 2 little teacups. And I still use it every day. I really love it. And it's like Japanese style and it's very simple, and so it's like easy to use for other occasions. So like the teapot obviously I have to use for tea, but I can use the 2 little cups for other things like kobachi or like having a little dip inside and stuff. It's like really nice. So if you know, for example, they like sake or something, you can get them maybe a nice sake glass, like sake glasses or something. Something that if you know that they'll really use it or they really enjoy it, that they can keep as a memory of you, but doesn't feel like it's just piling up. Like I don't like getting stuff that feels like garakta, like stuff that's like you kind of just want to get rid of it and it just kind of sits there and you never use it. Something that's practical. And I think like cups and things like that are pretty practical. Yeah, so Juri was asking for something other than money, right? Because money is a really good one, right? You got them a huge... Sure got my huge chicken bouquet. Also, hello, Gimora, how are you? How's it going? It's so great to see you. How are you doing? Also, Juan, how are you? Money is the default. Yeah, I feel like most customs ask for money, right? So that the couple can decide what they want to do with it. But I do think if you want to give something, you can even balance it out. You could give them like a nice gift and then give like make up whatever is the remainder with money. So let's say like in your culture, maybe I'm just making this up, but like maybe in your culture $200 is like the standard gift. Maybe you can get them like a nice like present that's 100 and then gift the remaining 100 and make it like a set. I don't know if that's appropriate. I personally wouldn't mind if I got something like that, but like something unique, I think. Yeah, I think something like that is always really nice. But I know that in different cultures, like in Japan, right, you usually have to give, like there's a special way you give money. You're supposed to give money and there's a special way you give it, and you have to give it in like this like envelope, and you have to write a certain phrase on it, and it's like a little bit complicated, but you usually give, I think 200 or 300 3万結婚した時なんだっけ、結婚のプレゼントで何万あげるんですか普通。3万 ?3 万だったっけ ?2 万だったっけ。いや、私はですね、結婚式に行ったことないですよ。友達何人も結婚して、もちろん誘ってくれたんだけどね、なんか私になんかロロも来てってなんかなんていう招待もらったことがあるんですけど、日本に住んでて多くの友達みんなアメリカに住んでるからなかなか行けなかった。後でなんかもちろんお祝いのメッセージとか送ったけど、本当に参加する機会がなかったね。So I live in Japan, right? And my friends mostly live in the US. And so my 2 close friends who've gotten married, I wasn't able to attend their weddings, unfortunately. If my best friend gets married though, I will get my butt up and I will fly and I will save up money to fly and meet her for her wedding. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Ganbare, wayfaring vagabond, you can do this. I believe in you. Ganbare. Oen shiteru yo, you can do it. I don't know what it is, but you can do it. Yeah, but does that answer your question, Juri? I know, I'm sorry, I don't have like a great answer for it. It's tough for weddings. I feel like housewarmings are the easiest because it's like their house, so you know, oh, you need stuff for the house. But still, it's hard to for sure. Wedding is tough because it's like what do you get them that they'll both really enjoy? Yeah, I personally really love cookware. Like cookware I feel is really easy to use or gift, right? It's really easy to gift. If, for example, I get it and I know, oh, I don't really want to use this, it's hard to return it, right? It's really, really great to gift to somebody else, and it's like a really universal present, I think. So I personally really love cookware. Even if I don't cook, right? Like it's great for putting things like storing food. I use cookware. I really love any drinkables, like anything that you can use did I just make up a word? Drinkables. Anything you can use to like share drinks, like cups and mugs, high quality stuff, so slightly high quality so that, it lasts a long time, it looks a little neat when guests are over. I find those kinds of things really, really useful. Yeah. Kitchen stuff is usually useful and it's easy to re-gift, in my opinion. Yeah, personally. But that's me. If your friends hate cooking with a passion, then it might not be the right gift. But I'm sure everybody drinks coffee and stuff, right? Drinks tea, drinks coffee. So like a cute set of mugs I always think is like a high quality stuff, like maybe Le Creuset or something, like something high quality, not like the sad dollar store ones, obviously, but yeah, something like high quality, that can be nice. Also vintage, like if you have like a local, like actually I'm gonna be traveling when my best friend is visiting in March, and I'm gonna be traveling to Kanazawa because there's this pottery shop in Kanazawa I really want to go to, and they have like really traditional Japanese like pottery there, and I really want like some of their pieces. So that's what I'm gonna be spending my money on, right? And that's the kind of stuff I really love. So yeah, and I don't cook much, but I love like cute plates for when people come, or even when I'm just eating on my own. I just like having a nice plate to make my really boring food look brighter, Yeah. Also gentle, my daughter's having a gentle galentine's with her friends. Aw, I love that. Homemade tortillas. Oh, have a taco night for the girls while we sell cherry cordials for my wife. Aw. Gentle, you sound, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Can I join your daughter's galentine's? I'm old, but can I join? Can I join the galentine's? I want homemade tortillas and tacos. What? I too want it. If you had the money, splurge Duo Lazy Boys. I don't. Duo Lazy Boys are expensive. But I see what you're saying though. Like a nice, maybe gift towards like a nice furniture store too. That could be nice if you want to make it more specified. But I do think over gift cards, money is. If you're gonna pick between gift cards and money, I'd pick money, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I think. Yeah. Hello, how woman? Hello, Mecca, how are you? I am woman. Yes, that's me. Hello. Yes, that's me. I buy cups and such and look pleasing to me. I agree. Same, Juan. Furniture is expensive though. Furniture is crazy expensive. I have cheap furniture. The really expensive furniture in my house are my desks. I spend on desks because I spend all my time in front of my desk. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I would say for the first question. Yes. Thank you so much, Jury, for your question. I hope this was helpful, at least a little bit. Yeah, I hope this was helpful at least a little bit. But yeah, that's a tough one. I'm so used to giving money, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really done wedding gifts before. Yeah. Otherwise, though, if you do know that they like to cook something like a really good cooking appliance, like, I don't know, like a crock pot, or not a crock pot, what is it called? Oh, an Instant Pot? Is it called Instant Pot? Or like a pressure cooker? Like a nice rice cooker? That's a common one, I think. Like a really high quality rice cooker is, I think, a common wedding gift. Like a nice $200, $300 ojirushi. A really high quality rice cooker can be nice. I will say I love rice cookers. Air fryer. I've been thinking of getting an air fryer, but I just don't fry food enough. I could use it to reheat my fries though. But yes, I think a good rice cooker is another one that's, especially if you're in Asia, right? Here in Japan, that I would think is like a reasonable gift. Yeah. Rat, hello, how are you? Of course. Air fryers are useful. I want like a mini one so that I can reheat fries. I love fries. I love fries and potatoes, and I want to be able to reheat fries. Fries I buy from the store. Yeah. Aw, Dip, thank you so much. Thank you again. I know you were so kind yesterday as well. Thank you so much. I will use your kind donate, blah blah. I can't English. Kind donation for my choco for myself. I will go get choco. Actually, speaking of, there's some hazelnut choco in stores right now. I think like this month's theme for a lot of like the chocolate you buy in the convenience stores here in Japan are hazelnut, and you guys know I love hazelnuts. I've been buying every single new one I find and collecting. I haven't eaten it yet. I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying not to eat as much choco every day. Sad choco. Anyway, so I've been holding on to choco to eat tomorrow. Tomorrow is my snack day. Not me looking over the air fryer on the other side. You guys, I really want... Okay, wait. I might have to have an air fryer discussion with you guys soon. Wait, I really want an air fryer. It's just, I don't like having a lot of stuff. I'm one of those people that's trying to like cut down the items in my house and just keep things that I really enjoy using. And it's been really hard to cut down, and I've been trying to cut down. But yeah, I really wanted like I want a mini air fryer, like a really small air fryer, but one that's like stainless steel inside, because I like stainless steel appliances. So I want it to be stainless steel or some kind of steel inside, and I wanted like a mini, like almost like a toaster air fryer where you can have it spin in circles, right? You know what I mean? Like the kind that like will do a rotisserie chicken, even though I'm not making rotisserie chicken. You know? I've been thinking about it. The air fryer is staring back at you, bro. Tenderloin in an air fryer. I heard you can do some really cool stuff in an air fryer. I know people making cake in an air fryer, right? Mikey, thank you so much for being a subscriber for 3 months. Thank you so much. A fourth of your year is now mine. Oh, thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I've been kind of debating about it. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. I'm just trying to cut down what I'm buying though. Yeah. Okay, next question. I want a girlfriend, but don't want to leave the house or talk to anyone. What to do?そう。彼女が欲しいけど家から出たくないし、誰とも話したくない。どうしよう？どうしたらいい？そうだね。それはね。難しいね。You want a girlfriend, but you don't want to go outside. I know. I am a homebody. I spend most of my day inside. There are days where I've spent 3 days inside without stepping outside the door. I understand. But, you know, okay. You can meet people online, right? Like you can, I don't mean like Tinder dates or like swiping left on your phone, but like it is possible to like find people over time that you get really close to while never leaving your house. But at some point, you end up needing to meet them in person, right? Exactly. I don't think you should ever start a relationship online, but you can have really close friends online that you eventually meet in person. But in the end, you have to leave your house to meet them in person, right? If you do meet them in person, please meet them daytime in a crowded place so that you're safe. But, you know, no, Jury, but for the girlfriend renting service, you still have to go outside. Does the girlfriend just come to your house and sit with you? I don't think they'll allow that. Yeah. Safety first, absolutely. Exactly what Juan said. Safety first. Yeah. You'll go eat sushi. Can I have sushi? Can I too have sushi? K4, thanks. Have a good one, K4. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah. Online MMOs, I've seen so many weirdos getting together online. Yeah, I mean, you can get together online. I don't think that's how do I say it? Like, when I say get together, I mean, you can find people that you're really close to online. And then I think, though, before you date, though, you eventually want to actually meet them, right? Like, I don't think I would ever say yes to someone online who I've never met to just dating. I would say yes to meeting up if we're really close. And I mean, I've met Shaka in person before, right? I've met a couple of my mods in person. I consider them, I've met like Shabir in person, right? Like from Velocity, right? I've met a few of my friends. I've met Jay in person, but that's after being friends for like several years, like 2-3 years before we met in person for the first time, right? And without any pressure, right? I would never pressure anyone, right? Yeah. And you should definitely like meet in public spaces not for just your safety, but for their safety too, right? They could be someone who's nervous or concerned, right? So meeting in public, but we all met up, and they're my friends, so I mean the context is a little bit different, but like I don't imagine it would be very different for someone who you go from friendship to dating for, right? I don't think it would be that different. Yeah, but it's in the end you still have to go outside. And yeah, exactly what Shaka said, like those services, I think there's a lot of safety procedures now because of, you know, just safety. Going to someone's home that you don't know and being alone with them is dangerous no matter who you are, right? You don't know what they might do or what they can do. So I don't think even the rental services will allow you to stay at home. Yeah. And okay, so let's say you have like video calls with people online, right? Where you share your face. Like nowadays, I still find that just so much less safe than it used to be maybe even 10 years ago, because now there's all these deep fakes and stuff and you don't even know if that's the real person. Like they could be using like a fake face. Like me. They could be a VTuber like me. Guys, this is my real face, believe me. My real skin. I too am the color of translucent paper. I am not. I was supposed to be a fairy. I was supposed to be translucent. I'm not. Some people look at me like, oh, you're just white. No, I'm not. I'm fairy. With white hair, I'm old. I'm grandma the unk. Yeah. So I think that's one of the concerns nowadays of even if you do video calls and stuff that you can't always trust that their video is who they are. So I would still be really careful nowadays. I think even 5-7 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. I would have said, hey, if you're video calling a lot, to some degree, you might know them, but at the same time, you should still be really careful when meeting up in person. But yeah, unky chalky, that's right. That's right. I was perceived, you were perceived, I love that. I was perceived and became best friends with an extrovert. Honestly speaking, just going out to bars or just hanging out in public, you'd be surprised how easy it is to just start some small talk and snowball from there. Yes, okay, this is a really good point that you bring up, which is that I also really used to struggle to go out and hang out with people. I find it very, like, I am not, how do I say it? I am very chatty and talkative, but I can't keep that up with a lot of people for a long time. Like, if I'm in a group of 5 people, I get really tired really fast. And even with like a friend, I'm not someone who can spend all day together. Like, I can't go morning to night. Like, that really drains me. Even with like my best friends, I need just alone time. So I don't know what you call that. I used to always think I was very extroverted, but nowadays, as I'm older, I think I'm not. I'm introverted, maybe ambivert, where I don't get energy from hanging out with people all day. But I really enjoy it while I'm doing it. Like, for the 2-3 hours I'm hanging out with like a friend or two, I have an awesome time. Like, I really enjoy myself. But after that, I just gotta come home. I gotta come home, change into my really, really big, oversized clothing, and wear my chunky socks and sit on my chair, you know? That's how I am. Yeah. I thrive, exactly. I thrive in a small group of friends. I prefer meeting up with maybe 2-3 people at a time max. If it's more than like even 3 people, I think even 3 people is kind of my limit. Like, if it's me plus 2 people, right? That's perfect. It's me and 2 friends, perfect. Me and 3 friends start to get really, like, it's a little bit more draining. And then after that, I can't do more people than that. I'll do it obviously once in a while, right? Like, you know, I value spending time with my friends, so I'll do it, but I can't last long. I have to come home. You're lucky if you see a friend once a week. I feel you. I don't have a lot of close friends here in Japan. I have a few. I'll say like 2 friends that I'm really close with that actually I met at my new job. So we've only been friends for like 6-7 months, but we got really close really fast. And they're both, you know, wonderful ladies, and I really like hanging out with them, to be honest. Yeah, one of them I think I'm really close with. But you know, both of us, I think all of us are the kind that we don't message each other every day. We message each other every like 3-4 days, you know? Yeah, that's how I will not even read that. Juan, how dare you? How dare you? What? I don't see it. What? What? What's that? What happened? What's that? You see your friends like quarterly? Yeah, head pats, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, but I'm so sorry. This is a tough one. Lonely in lurker land. I feel you. It's hard, to be honest. Like, you know, I don't want to go too deep into like super personal stuff, but I had a whole conversation with my mom about it too, where like at one point in my life, you know, I'm getting older, right? And so obviously like my mom or my parents kind of were like, oh, you know what, are you going to like get married at some point? Like, is that something? And I had actually, like, my parents didn't even bring it up. I kind of brought it up myself and told my mom, like, hey mom, like, I may not ever date or get married because I don't like being around people. And also, I'm really happy on my own sometimes. And not that this is necessarily what's happening. Like after that, I went on to have like a relationship and stuff. But like, I had to have like a really serious conversation with my mom that like, I'm not someone who like personally is looking for a relationship, if that makes sense, right? Like, if I end up finding one and I'm happy in it, that's great. And who knows, I might get married. But like, I also wasn't searching for it, if that makes sense. So I had just had a conversation with my mom about it just to be like, hey, you know, I'm just not sure I'm interested in that for my life. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'm also really okay with that. Like, I'm really okay with also just not ever getting married. But, you know, this was like years ago, and yeah, that's the thing. I'm content with Choco and Dino. But I really wanted to have that conversation with my mom because, like, I am someone who is really happy on my own and was really happy on my own. Like I said, I went on to have a relationship, and it was fine. But, like, I also had that conversation with my mom because I just wanted to, like, you know, and not that she was ever pressuring me. I'm really lucky my mom never pressured me, but I know, like, she thought about it, right? I'm her only daughter, and she was like, what are you doing? What are your plans? And I was like, you know, I don't know. Here, I'm gonna move the characters down a bit. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to... Yeah, so I had that conversation with my mom. But the reason I bring that up is because I also don't think, you know, let's say you don't want to date. I don't think you need to feel pressure to, right? Like, but if you do want a girlfriend, I do think, unfortunately, you do have to go outside. Unfortunately, you do have to touch grass. But I will say that it's also okay, like I said, it's also okay that if that's not like what your like goal, like if that's not a goal for you, that's totally okay too, right? Like if you're really happy being in your house and just chilling and not really talking to people. And I mean, I do think interacting with people is really important, right? But if you're getting good social interaction with people around you generally or online, that's still good. Although I do think in-person interaction is also really important for us, even if it's not frequent, like once in a while, seeing people in person, going to a cafe together and stuff, that is really good for you, even as friends. So I do encourage you to step outside once in a while. But I think what you need for that is to find the right people. Hanging out with people is not fun when they're not your kind of people, right? Like there, I find it really, like I said, stressful. So if you find the right people for you, going out and having fun and spending a few hours together can feel really good. It can feel really good. Yeah, it can be really fun. So I urge you to try. I'm sorry, I know that's not exactly the answer. I don't know. I know that that's not really quite the answer to your question, but it's the best answer I got. It's the best I got. It's the best this little fairy got. Yeah. Yeah. That's how Roro, our evil waifu, how are you? I am the evil dictator. I'm your evil dictator. Oh. I given up on the laugh today. Yeah, my best friend's name is Grass. Listen, that's some cool name. Fortnite Star, how are you? Sorry for the ratings, but I'm finally now sick. Oh, Star, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm so sorry you weren't well. And I'm sorry, did I respond to your message? I'm sorry if I didn't respond. I might have gotten really busy with work right around then too. But I'm so glad you're feeling better. I hope please for sure take all the time you need for your health. But it's so great to see you. Great to hear from you. Hope you're doing well now. Yeah. Gambler problem wife? What do you mean? I don't gamble. I may or may not have played more Omelet You Cook after yesterday's stream. I don't want to talk about it. Had dinner, played more Omelet games. Yeah. My evil dictator can't be the... That sounds like the name of a novel, like a light novel. My evil dictator can't be this cute. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I hope, dear Lonely in Lurkerland, I hope this helps answer your question. I'm sorry, it's probably not, like I said, not the answer you're looking for, but I do hope it provides some advice. Yeah. But thank you for your question. I know it's honestly very real. I totally get where you're coming from, though. Like I understand. This was me for so many years. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Okay, the next question is a really long question. I think also a very intense question. So it's going to be, I think, a bit of a more intense discussion. So I hope, you know, if you're comfortable, you'll stick around and let me go through this question. Yeah? You were out for 2 months. Oh no! Lost any motivation to do anything creative? Oh, I feel you. Of course, you know, I'm thankfully lucky to be really healthy, but I understand like feeling like you're losing motivation and not being able to like kind of get through the things you want to do or do the things you know you would normally want to do. I understand that part though. Yeah, but I'm so glad you're feeling better, and I hope, you know, you get into your rhythm again soon. Yeah, and get back into the swing of things. I hope you know what, I need to do that too. I need to get back into making content and stuff too. I feel you. But most importantly, I'm so glad to hear your health is back. Yeah. Bubs is like, what? Bubs is like, sus. What did I do? What are you staring at me for? What did I do? Okay, next discussion. So this one I didn't translate to Japanese except for the question. So I'll just read through it. Recently, okay, my hair is getting, my wing is getting in the way. Hold up, what can I do? How do I move this? Hold on 1 second. 1 second, you know what? Let me move this. And give me just a second. Let me readjust my screen. Give me just a second. Hold on. It's hard to fit everything into the little thing I have. And unfortunately, OBS doesn't have a really good way to put text on the screen, which is really, really unfortunate. Give me just a second. あれどうしよう Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. Let me do this. Make sure it's big enough. Because some of the text gets really long, so I don't want it to get cut off. So this is one of 3, and it's like a bit of a longer question with context, which I think is really cool too. I like getting questions that are deep like this as well, and I think it'll be fun to discuss because I see it too on TikTok. I'm a bit older. I don't like to talk too much about my age, but anyway, I'm a bit older, and so sometimes I do think that my approach to dating or my approach to what I see with relationships is a little bit different from other people, and maybe people who are like in the, what is the latest generation? Gen Z. Is it Gen Z? Am I Gen Z? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. JL, how are you? I got a notification for Apex. I swear it's not Apex. I changed the notification, I swear. It's not Apex. It says just chatting. I swear. Okay. Recently, while scrolling on TikTok, I've been seeing videos of people, women mainly, complain about their guy friends confessing their love to them. They seem to be having gripes about it because having their guy friend confessing to them made them feel like these guy friends only started becoming friends for the women's bodies when they just wanted a platonic relationship. I've seen men try to defend themselves for falling in love and make the argument that people fall in love over time and keeping those feelings inside would be unhealthy. But some would respond to that with arguments like read the room and not say anything to not ruin the current relationship because the girl would be showing obvious signs that they aren't interested. Should I translate this really quick into Japanese? なんていう日本語でなんていうこれ結局なんか最近 TikTok で話題っていうか見てる話で多くの女性がいきなり男の友達がなんか男の友達に告白されるのがなんか苦手で、なんだろう、最初から友達になった理由は友達になりたかったのに、この男の最初の目的はもともとなんだっけ、友達じゃなくて恋愛関係作りたかったから友達になったでしょっていう気持ちになってしまいますし、で結局なんだろう、男の方はそれ普通じゃない、なんか友達からなんか好きになってしまうっていうのは普通じゃないな、でその気持ちを中に閉じ込めるのも良くないでしょっていう男が言うけど、女性の方からはなんか空気読めずなんか告白されてるだけじゃんっていう感じで、今の関係を崩してしまうし、でもともとなんていう女性の方から特に興味があったっていうサインとか出してなかったのになんで告白されるのみたいな感じが苦手っていう TikTok で話題になっています。はい。Then the next part of the question is, I get both arguments because exposing their feelings like this changes the relationship forever. I get that neither having to reject or being rejected feels great, and as soon as one person starts acting awkward, then that friendship is almost unrecoverable. As soon as people get rejected, there are many that will simply distance themselves, which leads to the person that was confessed to be hurt because they just lost someone who they considered a friend. で、これはなんていう？その告白されたところで断るのも難しいし、断られるのも難しいし、で結局なんかすごい気まずい環境になってしまいますし、でその後はなんだろう、その友達関係が崩したからもうなんか友達をなくすっていうことになるのはすごい辛いから、それも苦手ですね。なんかお互いなんていう、男の方も女性の方もそういう気持ち、友達誰でもそういう気持ちになるんじゃないかなっていう感じですね。で、友達じゃなくなるのも悲しいです。And then the next part says, here's my completely biased opinion. As an adult, I don't think that holding feelings in will help in the long run and can lead to more hurt than keeping them in. If the reason for wanting to go out is impure, then that should be something that is discussed because everyone has a different capacity for those kinds of activities. And not wanting to do that kind of thing with that person is an absolutely valid reason to be rejected. It may be idealistic, but being able to freely confess and reject without hard feelings should be the norm. If the person rejected decides to distance themselves instead of staying friends, then I think that is a completely reasonable decision to prevent themselves from hurting themselves by staying close. If things are awkward, then it isn't healthy to keep forcing a friendship that might turn bitter. で、この質問出した方の意見ですけれども、どうしても自分の気持ち素直にならないのは良くないし、自分の気持ちをそうやって心の中にだけ置いて言わずに進むのも辛いでしょっていう感じで、結局もちろん最初から友達になった目的っていう理由って良くなかったらそれはそれで良くないけど、それは最初からなんか話してから告白するっていうか、それを理解して告白するのも別に必要なことじゃないかな。その会話をするの、なんで友達になったかっていう目的で なんか会話するのも悪いわけではないし、で結局告白するのも自由で、その告白を断るのも自由で、それは普通でいいんじゃないかなって話ですね。で最後に結局告白されていや断るって言ってしまって、向こうがもう友達じゃなくなるのもその人の自由じゃないかなっていう。もちろん友達をなくすのは悲しいけど、そういうなんていう距離感になっちゃうのも仕方ないことじゃないかなっていう感じで、無理やり告白されたけど断ったけど無理やり友達じゃ続けたいっていうのも良くないからさっていう感じですね。気まずくなりますね。そう。Okay, then lastly the person said, now for my actual question. What's your stance on people confessing to you? How do you think you'd feel having to reject someone? From the bottom of your heart, would you prefer someone to not confess to you if it would mean ruining the friendship? 人に告白された時のロロの考えは、断らなきゃいけない。I cannot read Japanese fast, I swear. 断らなきゃいけない時、どんな気持ちになると思う？友情を壊すことになるなら、心の底から告白されない方、告白されない方が良いと思う？ I cannot read Japanese, oh my god. I'm sorry, I cannot read. Anyway, so the question is, I'm sorry for the wall of text and sort of heavy prompt, but it's just something that has been weighing on my mind and just wanted the opinion of someone that seemed trustworthy to share. I swear to everything I own that whatever your opinion is on this matter, you will always be beloved Faye Choco Dictator. Don't worry, I think this kind of question is really interesting, and I appreciate you putting a lot of thought into it and giving a lot of context, because I get it. I understand this, and I have been in this situation before. Yeah, so I think, okay, so here's my opinion, and this is my personal opinion. I think it's really difficult when, the part that I think is really difficult, and I say this as a girl, and like this is my, and I'm sure there are guys out there who've dealt with this as well, but again, I'm saying this from my experience as a girl, right? The part that I find really difficult is if I really want to just be friends with someone and they come from it very much as like a romance perspective. I think that can be really difficult, right? Like I think sometimes you just want friendships, and it becomes this thing of like when some people are like, oh, you can't have friends of the opposite sex, right? Like I don't really agree with that. A lot of my friends happen to be guys, right? And they're really good guy friends, and I care a lot about them, but it's never been anything more than that, and it hasn't been for them either, to be honest, right? So it's like you can have really good friendships, and so if someone is clearly looking for a friendship, but you're going at it from a sense of like, I only want this person because I want to date them, I think the person, how do I say it? It's unfortunate for, like, let's say I'm the girl, right? And this is a guy who's only wanting to be my friend because they want to date me or something like that. I think it's really difficult because I get it from the guy's perspective, which is that you can't just tell someone from the get-go that like, I want to date you. You might not know them well enough. You want to make friends with them first and get to know them a little bit better before maybe you confess. I get that perspective. But then from my side, it's like, I'm investing a lot of energy into a friendship that I think is just a friendship, and then it kind of takes this turn that I wasn't expecting and wasn't really prepared for. That can also be really difficult, right? But that said, I am also of the same opinion that I think confessing should be something you can do, and that keeping those feelings inside isn't really healthy either. And if it does ruin the relationship, that is just really, really unfortunate. I'm the kind of person that feels like I could still be friends with someone that, let's say I confess to them and they reject me. I think I could still be friends with them, but I would need time. I would need a lot of time in between. I would need to step away from their friendship for a bit, and kind of get my bearings and like figure out like what my relationship with them looks like, and maybe time to like sort my feelings out. And that time might be a long time. It might be a year. It might be a couple years, and then I come back years later and I'm it's different. It could be like that. I think that's what I would need. I think, yeah, I think like what do you call it? Like your friendship doesn't have to be ruined forever, but it could mean that your friendship is on a hiatus for a bit, right? Like you need space. I think I personally need space. I know someone who, like I have a friend, I know he was telling me that he's been confessed to, and he's the kind of person that can just be friends with them after, right? Like he doesn't like need space, and he's also been the kind of person who's confessed to people and he can stay friends with them and it's not a problem. But that's how his feelings develop and dissipate. But for me, I'm the kind of person that when I like someone, I really, really like them, and it doesn't go away so easily. you know, it doesn't disappear so fast for me. So I'm the kind of person that for that friendship, I might need a long time before I can kind of be normal with that person again. Yeah, that's how I am personally. Yeah. Yeah, I've been confessed to by someone before. One of my close friends, she confessed to me when we were in high school. And you know, I wasn't interested. But you know, she was still a dear friend, and I know it was a little bit awkward for like a week or two, but then after that we were fine, and I think she kind of knew that the chance of me saying yes was really low. So I think that was a little bit different. Feels like a job application. Hold on, let me turn Dino down a lot because I do like hearing Dino's comments so that I can still hear and still talk. Yeah. Yeah, turning Dino down. I think I might turn Dino off. I like seeing your comments, but I think it's hard for me to continue talking with Dino yapping on this one. So I will mute Dino for this stream. I think I'll keep Dino muted, but I will of course read your comments out loud. And I want to read your, yeah. But like exactly what you said, Chris, like I think this is another one which is hard because, so I think, yeah, for sure. I think the part after is easy. Like the easy as in like for me to answer. I think the part about should we be able to freely confess or not confess, I feel like that's really important. Like I personally really agree with that. I think that confessing, or what is it? Holding it in too much isn't good. I think there's also context, right? Like, let's say the person you like is already dating somebody. That's where I would hold my feelings in, to be honest, because like I feel like it's, you know, I'm like I don't want to break someone's relation. I don't want to do that. I know some people have mixed feelings about that, especially if like, oh, if that person's not married, then like, you know, you should still be able to confess to them. I don't have strong opinions on that personally. I personally wouldn't because I don't want to make things awkward, especially if I know that that person is really happy in their relationship. I don't want to do, you know, I don't want to say or do anything. Yeah, even if they're not married, right? Like even if they're just dating, I'm the kind of person that I date very seriously. Like if I ever date someone, I date them with the thought of I might get married to this person. So I take the relationship very seriously. So I'm not the kind of person that I don't know if I would really, I would probably not appreciate being confessed to while I'm dating. And if that person knows that I'm in an active relationship or something, that I wouldn't look at their confession as positively. I would find it very difficult. It would put me in a really difficult position. But again, that's not everybody, right? You should know that person. Obviously, hopefully you know the person well enough to make a decision whether or not you could confess to them while they're dating someone. But again, like I personally would never do that. And I would absolutely never do that if they're married or something. Like it doesn't matter. Like for me, if they're in a commitment with someone else, whatever that commitment looks like, I'm not going to interrupt that. That's just how I am. Yeah, it's a respect thing. I personally care a lot about that, and I'm very like, I hate cheating. That's one of my huge life deal breakers is infidelity. So for me, like I wouldn't even like, I don't even want to be put in that position, you know, like what I mean? Like that's like a personal, like morality maybe is not the right word, but like maybe like that's a personal, strong value that I hold, that I will never break, if that makes sense. And I wouldn't want that affecting me, and I wouldn't want to affect someone. So that's like a little bit different. But let's say you have a friend that's not dating anybody, you really care about them and you've come to like them and you want to explore things more with them. I would confess because I am also the kind of person, this is the second thing, which is that I have never come to like someone who I wasn't friends with first. I have to be friends before I like them. That's how I am. I've never been the kind of person that just like, kakkoi, kokohaku shitai. Like, I can't do that. Oh, they look really cool. Like, I want to try to, like, that's just not how I am. I go on a date after I'm already friends and like that person. That's how I am, personally. That's just me. But not everybody's like that. So, knowing yourself, like, you got to figure out what, like, your approach is. But that said, I don't think that keeping it in is good either. Now, having said that, let's say this person has already told you. Let's say you like somebody, they're your friend. You've come to develop feelings for them, or maybe you went into that friendship already knowing that you kind of like them and wanting to explore it a bit more. If they tell you something along the lines of, I'm not really interested in any relationships right now or something like that, I think it's important to respect that, right? I think it's really important to recognize that maybe someone's not in the place for a relationship. Maybe they're in a really hectic place in their life, or maybe they're really struggling in their life, or maybe they just got out of a relationship. I think context in this kind of question is really, really important. So I don't fully agree, to be honest, with a lot of the comments on TikTok. And I think, again, it comes from the context of why this person became their friend, I think is really important. I think a lot of the women who you might be seeing on TikTok are frustrated because they're stuck in these friendships where people want to become friends only to date them, which I think is really, really frustrating. I would not like that personally. Like, if people were being my friends just because they wanted to shoot their shot with me, I would start to be like, I don't get friends. I just get like potential. You know what I mean? Not that I'm not that popular. I'm not dealing with this, thankfully, but I can imagine that I really value my friendships. And if I later found out all those people are just my friends because they wanted to like date me or like, have a night, like I would be really unhappy. Yeah, because they're my important friends and I care a lot about them. Yeah, so I think at that point, if you know that you like this person and you want to maybe date them, I don't think it hurts to tell them that from the beginning. Say, hey, like, I'm really interested in you. I know we don't know each other well, which is why I'd love to get to know you more if you'd be interested. But again, no pressure. But I am really interested in you, and I would like to like cultivate our friendship so I can learn more about you. Like, putting it in that context, I think, is not bad either. You can just be honest from the get-go. And I can imagine a lot of people would be, well, first of all, you wouldn't waste either of your time, right? If they're like, absolutely no, like, this is not gonna ever happen, like, they can tell you from in advance, and you don't waste your time trying to become friends, and they don't waste their time trying to make friends with someone who's not in it for that friendship, right? So I think that's one way to go about it, is to make your intentions clear. And you know what? Something interesting is that some people find that when someone confesses to them like that, with like those honest intentions, you might find that they'll be interested in you later. Now that they know your feelings, they know you were really upfront about it. Maybe they'll say no in the beginning. Or not that, okay, I should be careful how I say this. Maybe their first thought of you isn't like, oh, I want to date you. But as they get to know you, maybe they know, hey, this person likes me and is wanting to get to know me. I might come to like them too. That could be a possibility, right? And again, of course, if they say no, it's a no. So don't take it for anything else, right? Like, but it's nice because now you have more time to like get through your feelings and figure out, what your next kind of step looks like. And for them, it also saves them a lot of heartache of losing a friend that they thought was just a friend that later just kind of was like, nope, never mind. I actually started, dating you because I just started becoming friends with you because I just wanted to date you. So I think for me personally, and this is again from my perspective, for your first part of the question, I would like to know from the beginning if someone's wanting to be friends with me just because they want to date me. Because I'd like to just have context about how I want to cultivate that relationship, right? If I'm also interested in them, great. Then let's become friends and get to know each other, and maybe I'll come to like we'll end up dating, right? Or maybe I'm already in a committed relationship and I can't say yes, and I'll say no instead, and that way like I can be honest with you. I think in a way it can be a win-win. It doesn't have to be like the moment you meet them. It could be like after the first month or two of being friends. I think it's okay. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I just met you yesterday. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I really like you. So can we be friends maybe? You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to do that. But that said, I disagree with that second half, and I agree with you on that second half, which is that I don't mind. I don't think it's healthy to keep feelings in. And I think, of course, context dependent, like we said, making a context dependent judgment. But I wouldn't dislike a friend because they confess, and I wouldn't suddenly distance myself from them. I think I would need a little bit of time again. Yeah. So you're saying don't sing "Call Me Maybe" to them. I didn't say that. If you get instantly rejected, it's not my fault. Yeah, I can totally see that. Like, I don't think I would be put off. Let's say, I don't think I would be put off if someone came and said, "Hey, Roro, like, I know we don't know each other super well, but I'm interested in you. Would you be interested in like maybe becoming friends and getting to know each other?" I wouldn't be against it. I might ask you a few questions and grill you right away because I have some deal breakers. Do you do drugs? Do you smoke? Do you cheat on people? Do you have a problem if your girlfriend plays video games all day long? No? Okay, well, we can consider it. Yeah, and I'm the kind of person, I'm a little bit older. I don't have time to waste on someone that it's just a deal breaker for me. There's some simple deal breakers for me, and those are like those kinds of things. Smoking, yes, I'm very like not not a smoking kind of person. Yeah, so those are like I'm not judging. I'm just saying these are like things that won't work for me. Yeah. These are deal breakers for me personally, right? Like again, not making a judgment. This is different for each person, right? Like, you know, if you, I mean, I'm sure everybody has their own deal breakers too, right? They might have deal breakers for me. Like, hey, you play video games all day, I don't like you. Oh, like an example that's not a deal breaker, but something I would like to know early is that like, I have friends who love being outside all day long. Like they love going outside. They hate being in the house all day. We would not vibe, bro. Like I live in my house. I stayed 3 days without going outside. Like I am not gonna, it's not gonna work. You know, like, or maybe it could work. Maybe that kind of balance is really great for you. Maybe them going out and you having your own alone time is also good for you. Who knows? But like for me personally, yeah, I have like my deal breakers. Yeah, I am super. Oh, gambling. Like if you're a pachinko sort of, I go to the gambling place and I gamble for 5 days of my week. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So like, you know, again, I'm not trying to make a judgment on anybody. This is just, you know, my deal breakers personally, right? If you're super messy, if you don't wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, freaking wash your dirty hands. That I'm judging you. I'm judging you. Wash your damn hands. Sports betting, it depends. I think it's all context, right? Like if you're spending all your money on sports betting, I'm a little concerned. If you do it like occasionally or something, I mean, don't we all with gacha? But yeah, I think like those are the kinds of things. See, Elias and Chris get it. Ew, right? Ew, right? Wash your dirty, you stinky. Oh my god. My wife and I have been together for 26. Aw, that's amazing. That's so lovely. We started dating in the first year, and that's amazing, bro. I was a mess my first year of university. It's a good thing I wasn't dating anybody. I wouldn't even date myself at that point. That's amazing. I love that for you. That's one. Oh, I think Gentle should be the one here giving love advice. What am I doing? I will say though, I've been in a committed relationship before, so I can comment without commenting. I'm bald. I know, but I hope that answers the question. I just wanted to say I do understand, and I think it's really complicated because. And this is one last thing that I wanted to mention is that I speak about dating in the context that, like I said, I never in my life dated for the sake of dating. I always approach dating, and this is me personally, right? Like my friends aren't like this. Like some friends are really into dating because they just like to have a good partner and have a good time, and it's not necessarily about marriage. And marriage is maybe not for everyone, all of that, right? But for me personally, I always dated with the idea that I would get married. So for me, it's really hard to approach it without that mindset, you know? So that's why my context might be a little different, but that's my perspective on it. Yeah, drugs are really illegal in Japan, by the way. Please be really careful. Like if you, I mean, I have friends who do like weed and stuff, right? So I'm not judging. Simp Rose, is it Simp Rosie? Simp 4 Rosie, hello, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. But please know I'm not judging. I'm not here to do like a judgment or anything like that. This is just like, you know, my personal deal breakers. I am judging you if you don't wash your hands though with soap. Like there's a no, I am judging. Remember me, I am judging you. See me every time you try to leave the bathroom without washing your hands with soap. With soap. Press the soap. Okay, sorry, I don't know how many times I've had to say that to people. But you know, like I'm not. These are not judgments, but just a warning that if you're ever coming to Japan, don't bring your weed with you. Don't bring your marijuana with you. That will get you deported real freaking fast. Just be careful. I know, because I have friends who do like, you know, marijuana, like in America. We're not super close, but I have friends, like one of my roommates did. And she was always like, yeah, I had to always be careful. Don't take it to Japan. Yeah, don't do that. Get your butt deported. Okay. I think that's a good on the question. Yes? I am in the mirror. I am watching you. I see you. Don't be stepping a foot out of that restroom without washing your hands with soap. That's why I don't even touch the handle. Can't trust you guys. Nasty. Okay. Now the next important question. Will Dino be my Valentine? Dino は私のバレンタインになるかな? なるかな? Okay, here, let's turn on Dino. Let's turn on Dino and hear what Dino has to say for himself. Dino, will you be... Who is this? Who gave me this question? Hold on, let me see. Dino, will you be this person's Valentine? F-U-C-K. Dino, will you be F-U-C-K's Valentine? The first person who responds. Will you be Dino, will you be FUCK's Valentine? Yes. What? Oh no, FUCK, you're getting multiple rejections. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I can't control Dino. Dino's his own little man. Dino's his own little... What? Dino? Dino? Oh, that's a good question. Poor FUCK. FUCK got rejected only for Elias to grab Dino. Man, turn of events. Turn of events. Oh man, that's hilarious.
So it's even more than a no. F. You know more. Smiley
No.
face. It's about y'all, but I didn't hear Dino.
Dino's giving the Renzoku rejection. Oh man. Okay, so I will answer your question really quick, 49. Possibly unrelated, but what do you think about what is it? About VTubers having to share the idol industry expectation of having to appear available? I think it's BS. I think it's personal. Like for me, I don't talk about my relationship status at all because it's just personal and it's out of respect for the people around me. And, you know, like even my friends who are VTubers who I know are dating or not dating. I don't say anything because it's just... It depends on your content. So my content is very much like I started VTubing to get away from my reality because I was in a really difficult place in life, and I like the space to be very happy, right? And also it depends on, I think, your content too. My content has never been romance content. Like I've never been like, I'm your guys' wife. Like I don't do that stuff. That's not my kind of content. Even when I do ASMR, I done like one little kind of slightly quirky ASMR, but my content isn't meant to be like dating-esque content. So I hope that people understand that I really value guys as viewers in the space, and I really value this community, but obviously we don't know each other in person, and I'm not whether I'm available or not, I'm not available here. Does that make sense? Like for all intents and purposes, I am always taken, right? Like that's just not a part of my content. So I personally feel that I hope you guys come and hang out with me, not because you're like, I have a shot with Roro. You don't. You don't. I am a terrible person to date. You are better off not. I wouldn't date myself. Okay, I am picky. I'm really particular. I am annoying. I am noisy. Anyway, without having to go into all of that. Like my point being that that's not my content, right? You're here for Dean. Okay, goodbye. I'll just okay, bye. Bye. I don't need me. Bye. Okay. So I just hope you see me as not a friend, but someone you can hang out with who shares similar interests. Think of it like if you're in a Discord call and there's all these people you don't know and you just enjoy hanging and playing games together. I hope you see my streams like that, if that makes sense. Like someone who, yes, we don't know each other in person, we're not close, but who you can have fun talking about your shared interests with. You can have fun playing games with or play games with someone who can help take your mind off of life a little. A companion, yes, that's a good way of putting it. An acquaintance, a companion, that's how I hope you see my streams. So for me personally, I think that that's a part of my content, and that's really important to me, right? If that makes sense. But I think it's really difficult when, and again, this is not a judgment, and that's exactly the reason why I don't think I could ever do the kind of content that's like romance. Oh, Minato, thank you so much. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, Rory. Here are some chocolate for Dino. Not for me. For Dino. Dino. Look, Dino already has the chocolate. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much, Minato. I really appreciate it. I will use your kind donation well for more choco. For me, not for Dino, for me. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm gonna start using some of the kind donations you guys are giving to put back into the stream, and hopefully can do some fun stuff for stream. Thank you so much. That's really generous of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so what I was saying with that is that I think it's really difficult, and it becomes this kind of gray area if your content is very focused on dating. But at the same time, I would assume that people know that that's just your content and not reality, right? So I don't think it's fair to have that expectation. I don't think it's fair even for idols. Like even if you're Hololive or Niji-sanji or I don't know, whatever other big groups are out there, I don't think it's fair to put that expectation on someone you don't know, right? Like, okay, think of it this way. You're one of, let's say, thousands of other viewers for this really well-known content creator, really well-known VTuber. It's like one of 1,000 people courting one person. Like, it's just not really, it's like, it just doesn't seem very, like, reasonable or realistic to expect that, right? And I think you're better off cultivating that kind of time and energy into someone in your vicinity who is available to date, right? And I think at some point you have to understand that this person is playing a character, or even if they're not playing a character, like I am very much myself here. Yes, okay, I don't look like this obviously, but I'm very much myself. This is my personality. This is how I am. But I am here for a very different purpose and very different goal, personal goal, right? So I think that is really important for not just the person who's behind the screen like me, but also for you, right? For your own mental health and well-being. It doesn't, I don't think, make sense to get to that point in your life where you see the person across the screen as your partner or someone you're gonna date. Like that, I don't think is very healthy. And I think that that's a whole different kind of discussion. And I think that's really important to consider. So that's one thing I will say about that. And that said, I saw some discussions, and you guys know I don't tweet my opinions on things. I see them. I see Twitter. I see all the drama that goes on there. I don't participate because it's really important to me that I keep my distance from those kinds of discussions, because like I said, my whole content is a chance for me to get away from reality sometimes. So I'm very careful what I wade into and what I don't. But one of the things I did see, for example, is people talking about, oh, you know, you have a duty to disclose to your viewers that you're dating someone or you're not, or that you're married or you're not. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that personal life is personal. I'm not gonna disclose my relationship status. I do think that if I were to get married one day, I might let you guys know that, hey, I got married. That's just a life thing that happened. But I don't think at the same time it's an obligation. I think it's just, you know, I don't ask you guys like, hey, who are you dating? Are you married? Like I don't ask, of course you're free to share it, and I'm happy to celebrate. And I have people come in saying, hey, I just got a girlfriend, or hey, I just got a boyfriend. And I'm really excited for them. And I genuinely am happy to hear those things, you know? Like I love hearing about that and celebrating with you, but I don't think you, like, you know what I mean? You don't have to feel obligated to share that, right? Like you don't have to feel like I have to share that to be here or I'm lying. Like I don't think it's like, normally we say like if you just don't disclose things, that's like the same as lying. I don't agree with that because it's the context. Now, let's say you're in real life, someone's interested in you and they confess to you and you're like, oh yeah, let's date. And then you actually are already married. Like that's messed up. You know what I mean? Like that's different, right? Like that's a totally different context. And I don't think it's fair to bring that same context to things here. Like when Noonie announced she got engaged, a lot of congratulations, a good portion of people crashing out. Yeah, I don't really understand. Yeah, I obviously I don't follow to that degree, but yeah, I think it's just someone's life. We're all people. And you know, I think a lot of us are a little bit older. We're not in our early teens or something, right? Hopefully not, right? I think it's very normal to have life events happen. So I think it's really important not to get too extreme and start to put a lot of pressure on people and put a lot of expectations on people. So that's just my personal opinion. Again, you know, different people have different approaches to it. Maybe certain streamers feel like they want to disclose that to the community. That's totally their right. I don't think it's right or wrong, but I don't think it's really fair on the other side to like pressure someone and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, how dare you date somebody, or, oh, you have to hide it or else you'll lose viewers. Honestly, like, I would, like I said, this is something I would probably talk with. If I'm dating someone and we're gonna get married, I would probably tell them like, hey, I'm, you know, obviously they would know, right, that I'm a streamer. Like I would assume that they know that about me, right, if we're getting married. And I would tell them that I would really like to share that with my viewers. And if, for example, they said, no, I really don't want to, we would have that discussion. And if we decided that, hey, for their privacy, it's better I don't share it, I might not share it, you know? That's how I feel. I always used to joke, and I still feel this, like if I ever had, I don't know if I'll have kids or something, if I ever had a kid, I would, if my kid wanted to, I would let them be a little VTuber with me. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't have kids. I'm very far away from having kids. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. But you know, like that's some of the things I think about. But it's all about like permission and respect for the people around you, right? Then you get the obligatory, is your husband single? Obviously not. Obviously not. And this is another thing that I always also wanted to mention, which is that I created my channel on my own, right? Of course, with all of your guys' kind support, but this channel is really important to me. Of course, my partner would be important to me as well, but they don't get to control, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this space is really important to me. And if it starts to get kind of warped in a way where, you know, people are always like, oh, where's your husband? Or where's your partner? Like, I would start to feel a little bit kind of sad, to be honest, because it's like, this is like an important space for me. And I feel very territorial. I'm very selfish and territorial. That's it. That's my answer. You know what I mean? I get jealous. If you guys start being like, where's your husband, Rora? I'm gonna be like, am I not good enough for you? No, he's not here. You know what? Get out. You know, no more. You know what I mean? Like, I would feel that way. I already feel that way with, see, Gentle's over here like, where's Dino? No, Dino's not here. Freaking, what Dino? That's my Choco down there. What Dino? I'm territorial. I will have a fight. You know? I get jealous. So yeah, that's just something to say. So that's my opinion on that. But that's an interesting question, and I think it is an important discourse that, especially more and more people are streamers. But I want to reiterate, and I hope people understand that. I hope you come to my stream with this idea that I think of me as like your friendly neighborhood fairy, right? Like, I really mean that. I'm not here to make that kind of content. I might make a couple jokes here and there, but my content is PG-13. I'm really looking to be that person where you can come and just chat, brighten up your day a little. When you're bored and you just want to hear someone yapping about the dumbest things, I'm here. When you want some comedy, my content, that's the kind of stuff I want to make. And that's why I think that in the scope of my stream, my relationship status is not relevant, and also even if it was, it's not an obligation to share. Yes, okay, cool. Next question. I see so many more questions in the forum all of a sudden. I got a bunch of questions in the forum. I might read them out instead of posting them after though, but we'll go in order first to the questions that have already been asked. Do you approve of spending the 13th with my lover and the 14th with my girlfriend? Aww. Thanks so much, Minato. Oh, again? Oh, you don't have to. Aw. Shy. I'm shy. I'm gonna disappear now. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Like I said, I will use it for the channel. I will use it for some of the cool stuff I have upcoming in the next couple months that I'm trying to put together. It's taking time to get all the parts that I'm trying to get, but stuff I'm putting together. So thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Oh. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, we're gonna move to like a really sad question after that really kind super chat. But the question was, do you approve spending the 13th with my lover and the 14th with my girlfriend? No! No! Where's that? I need a hammer. Where's the hammer? I need a hammer. Hold on, can I find a hammer? Bonk hammer. Where is this bonk hammer? Gazo. Bonk hammer. Where I need like the chonkiest bonk hammer. Hold on. We're gonna sit here while I find this. Transparent. Why is there never any PNGs when I need a PNGs? Where are all my transparent PNGs, man? Bonks in the chat, guys. Bonks in the chat. Where's my bonk hammer? Bonks in the chat. No cheating. No. Bonks in the chat. Bongs in the chat. Okay. No cheating. I'm super anti-cheating. I'm not the no, it's not okay. I know this. I hope this is a joke. But also, I'm taking them to different places. If that makes it better. It does not. It does not. FUCK, why are you memeing me like this, man? Why are you coming at me like this, man? Oh, was this not FUCK? Was this someone else? Hold on. I don't know who posted this. Maybe it wasn't you. Sorry, man. Hold on. It might not have been you. It might have been someone else. Who posted? Who gave me this question? Hold on. I'm going to find this. If you wrote your name, I'm going to throw you on blast right now. Hold on. If you gave me your name, you gave me permission to blast you. Hold on. Which question is this? Hold on. I put my questions a little bit out of order so that they would be more fun to go through and a little more balanced. Let me see. Who is this? Who was this? Who asked this question? Thanks, but no, they didn't give their name. I'm sorry, FCK, it wasn't you. I'm so sorry. It wasn't you. I threw you under the bus just now. I'm so sorry. That was not you. Sorry, guys. Cancel. That was not FUCK. He's a good dude. It wasn't him. It was the random person that wrote, thanks, Benevolent Roro. You are not welcome. How dare you? No. Don't make me whoop your butt. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I would if I got their name, I would have taken that as permission to dox them. But no, I would. No, they didn't give me their name. Okay, good. Thank you for not putting me in that position of having to say your name and give you the glare. Where's my glare? How dare you? What a horrible. How could? What's your? What? Ow! Dame. Oh man. Okay. Next question. So the answer is no. No. Well, okay. I will say I was gonna say this too. If you're in an open relationship, sure, but then you wouldn't have to ask me, right? If you wouldn't have to ask me if you're in an open relationship and everybody in that relationship knows what's going on, then you wouldn't have had to ask me. So I'm gonna assume you're not. I'm assuming you're cheating, and I'm gonna whoop your butt. No. Okay. Next question. I bite. No, I don't bite. I stab. Is that better? I don't bite. I have a short that I made that was like, I don't bite, and then the person's like, do you stab? I don't bite. I approve your use of money to improve your streams and projects as well as chocolates. Aw, Link. Thank you again. Oh, I have a really cool project I'm working on. So thank you so much. It's gonna take quite a bit of time, but it's with 3D. I'm still working on it. It's gonna take quite a bit of time. Like I said, I have to order parts, and there's some parts that I'm waiting on. I'm trying to negotiate with one of the people that I'm trying to get some used parts from, and yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I hope within that, it's gonna take some time. Like I said, it's probably gonna take a couple months. I'm hoping it'll be set up by end of March, but we'll see. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. And yes, of course, for Choco. For me. Thank you so much, Link. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So the next question I know I wanted to get to, this is more of a life question. I know this person is struggling, so I wanted to get to your question. So the question was, life sucks at the moment. I don't know if I should work for free or work for short-term payment in a hospital or just stick with my studies in order to get my medical license, which I've tried and failed over 3 times. So first of all, I'm so sorry you're in like that kind of place in your life. And you know what? I have been in like the exact place as you before. I won't talk about like exactly what exam I was taking. It was a really important like exam to go to like the program that I'm in. And I told you guys I work in a really specialized field. So it was an exam for my field. And I failed it. And it isn't a pass fail. It's more of a score that you get for the field. And I took it 4 times. Over the course of 2.5 years of studying. 3 years of studying, 2.5, 3 years of studying. This is before I started streaming. It was really miserable, I think. Like, I learned a lot, but as I got, like, you know, I was studying so hard and I was just not doing well. And it was really, really a miserable time. And I kind of had the same question of, like, I didn't want to I did some volunteer stuff, but I do think your time is valuable and I don't think you should work for free. I guess maybe it could add work experience to your resume, but I don't know if that's what you really need, if your medical license is kind of what you need the most. Could you do something like a part-time job and studying? Something that's maybe like short-term, like you said, payment at a hospital because you want to do medical work, right? So it'd be good experience for you, but maybe that's less hours in the day. And then that might also help motivate you while you're studying because you're excited about what you're doing in your part-time job, and that's kind of what your medical license will help you do in the future. So I do think, like, if, let's say, you cannot devote more time to studying, only studying, and it can be good to have balance. Like sometimes, and I say this as someone who studied full-time and has worked while studying before, sometimes studying full-time, it's hard because your whole life is just your studying. And that can be really draining too. And yes, you have a lot of time, but it's a lot of mental pressure because you're like, I have all this time, I need to study. And it becomes really easy to waste time or feel like guilty when you're taking a break. But if you can work and create a good schedule for yourself of working a little bit, making sure you spend enough time studying every day, maybe like 2-3 hours of studying a day. And that way, when you take breaks, you'll really enjoy them and you won't feel as guilty because you've been using your time really well. So I do think that a balance can be really good, especially when you're so close. But I think finding and this is the hard part because it's different for each field. Obviously, I've never done a medical license. I think that sounds really difficult. For mine, it was really important for me to figure out why I was studying and still not able to succeed the way I needed to succeed. And I had to spend a lot, like a good 2-3 weeks sitting and trying to understand what I was doing wrong. Not that you're necessarily doing something wrong, but sometimes you just need time. So I don't know if that's a really good answer to your question, but I just want to say that I'm so sorry you're dealing with that, and I so much understand in a sense what you're going to. I know I've been really privileged. I was really lucky. I was able to stay home and study if I needed to. My parents were happy to have me, but I was also in a place where I just felt like really miserable and kind of like useless, and like I was stupid and I can't succeed and all of that. So I know at least some of what you're feeling, and that I can't guarantee it gets better, but I guarantee that there is some point where you'll come out the other side and you'll be happy where you are. It might not be exactly where you thought you'd be, but you might be happy where you are after. Like there's like something on the opposite side, and you'll look back and think, I really struggled, but I really grew in that time. I feel like that when I look back on my 4 attempts at a test, at a really important test to get into the program that I need to get into. So I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. I know it's not exactly what you're asking, but I don't know, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think you should work for free. I hate it when people make people work for free. I think that that's really predatory. I don't like it. Unless it's like a volunteer organization, like an NGO or something, maybe. But if it's like a place that's a business and they want you to work for free, obviously I don't know the context. I'm sure that there's more context to it, and maybe that changes the decision a bit. But for me personally, I don't know if I would recommend it. I do really love the short-term payment. Depending on how many hours you'd work. Is it short-term where you'd work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week or something? In that case, that's a little bit difficult. But maybe if you could do part-time short-term, or part-time where you're getting paid and you're in the same field as what you're hoping to go into, that can be really nice. Or if it's like a hospital and you're trying to get your medical license, that's really related to, in my head, it seems really related, so that might be good. Yeah. かこさん、こんにちは、ハッピーバレンタイン、ハッピーバレンタイン、ありがとうございます。何かしてますか今日は。なんだっけ、好きな人と何かお時間を過ごしたり、カフェとか行ったりしてますか？カクさんはどうですか？ハッピーバレンタインです。はい。ありがとうございます。Yeah, there might be a part-time job that is medical admin in your area where you can build a rapport with your local hospital that may give you a better chance of getting with that hospital. Yeah, and that can also be really good for exposure to the field. I think you might get to see maybe, I don't know how medicine works in your country, because I'm not sure where you are, but, and you don't have to tell me, but in your country, if you guys do like rotations and you have to like pick a specialty or practice, getting some time to work will also give you an idea of what you enjoy or what you don't enjoy. That's really important. I learned what I liked and didn't like when I did internships. So if you can, that can be a really good experience for you too. And like I said, it can also help you balance your schedule a bit more and use your time more effectively and efficiently. So yeah, that's my advice. I hope that's helpful. I know that there are quite a few people in the community who are doctors or engineers and who've had similar experiences. And I think, what is it? That your fellow medical folks will have some good experiences to share with you. So if you want to post it in the Discord and ask for more advice, I think that we have an IRL area. You can definitely ask, and I'm sure people will have some good responses as well. So feel free to post that there as well if you need to. Yeah. I did. I went through, I've been really fortunate in life. I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't. I've always, my family's, I think, we've been like, I've been really lucky. My parents have always really prioritized education. They've let me stay at home to study. They've never made me feel pressured. And I wasn't required to have a job while studying. And I know that that's really fortunate. Not everybody's that lucky. There was a period where, of course, I did work while studying because I wanted to. But again, it was a choice. It wasn't like I had to do that. And I feel very lucky that I had that. So I had a lot of time to study. So I've been really fortunate. I know that not everybody's in the same place as me, so I don't want to pretend that I struggled more than I did. I worked really hard. I did. I really worked really hard. And I know my mom even mentions it sometimes. She's like, yeah, back when you were studying for that exam, I remember I'd never seen you work so hard, and you worked so hard, and I was really proud of you. So, I did work hard. I'm not saying I didn't work hard, but I also started in a place where I was better off and I was more privileged, and I know that. So I don't want to pretend like, oh yeah, I was like having it tough, paycheck to paycheck, trying to study. No, I was fortunate enough not to have to experience that, and I never want to experience that. So, but I do think that this aspect of working in a field that you're interested in while, part-time while studying can be a really great motivator. And I felt that it was a motivator for me when I was working. Yeah, I hope that helps. Okay, next question. How should one get back into the game after being out of it for so long? So when you haven't been dating or been out and about with people for a long time, how do you get back into it? So this is one thing that I understand. Like, this is tough. You get so comfortable on your own, right? Like, it becomes so easy to not be dating, to be in your own company. I think, and this is kind of going back to that earlier, longer question that we had about intentions, but I think it can be really nice to start off with saying you want to make friendships. It doesn't have to be dating directly. It depends on you. So one of my friends, for example, when she knew she wanted to get back into dating, she definitely went for dating apps, and it worked out really well for her. She's really, I think she's getting married soon. She's with this guy she's been with for 4 or 5 years now, and I think, yeah, they're getting married soon, or maybe they're not getting married. I don't remember. She mentioned something like that. We haven't talked in a while. It's been so many weeks since we caught up, but she approached it with, I'm gonna really focus on dating, and she went for the dating exclusive apps. Actually, coincidentally, she met the guy she met on Tinder, but trying different apps like Bumble and all the different apps in your area. I'm sure you have apps in your country, in your region. And that's how she approached it. And she also knew, and this is one thing you have to know, is that a lot of those meetups might not end well, right? They're not gonna end with you going and continuing with that person. So you have to be aware that if you do go with the dating apps, that it's gonna take some time and you might not click with people immediately, and it's going to take a lot more trial and error. And I mean, that's the same for anything, right? But another way to approach it, and this is how I think a few of my other friends approach it, is that they said, okay, I haven't been dating or in the dating pool because I haven't been meeting people. I haven't been social. I've been very on my own. I've been kind of focused on my studies or focused on work or just enjoying my own company like me. And so I haven't been dating. So I'm going to start by trying to first make friends and be more social and go with that. And so this is that aspect of, they didn't really go into it saying, I want to date this person, but they went out and said, I want to make friends with people and build my social circle a little bit and get to know more people. And sometimes you meet really great people through a friend, right? Maybe someone you go hiking with has someone that they introduce you to and you end up really hitting it off. Or maybe you go hiking and over time you develop feelings for this person that you go. It can be a lot of different things. So I think that those are the two routes that I've heard of. And then the third one is I think, a lot more direct, and I know it depends culturally for you and your own friend group and your own family. But the third one is based on mutual acquaintances knowing that they have someone that's looking for a date or for someone to get married to or a date, and introducing them. So my mom's friend, not friend, but someone my mom knows once was like, hey, my son's so-and-so age and is really interested in this and this. Would your daughter be interested in dating him? And my mom was like, hey, just letting you know. And I was like, nope, I'm not interested, but thanks. So, that could be a way it happens. So that, that's, I think, a little bit more cultural, right? It might depend on your culture whether that works. But matchmaking, exactly, matchmaking. So matchmaking could be the other way. If there's someone really close, for example, let's say you have a sibling. I think this would work better with siblings. I actually don't have any siblings. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. It's been 5 years. Have I ever mentioned this? I don't have any siblings. So I don't know if it would be the same, but I personally don't really go for the people that my parents might have or my mom might have introduced me to, because my parents don't really, I'm very different from my parents. I have very different interests from them. I have very different, we're really similar in some ways and share a lot of values, but I also have very different values from them for certain things that relate to dating. And so I know that the people they introduce wouldn't really work for me, right? I just know that they don't really know my interests the same way. I'm really close with my parents, of course, right? I call them almost every other day. I talk to my mom almost every day, even for just 5 minutes. I love my parents. I'm close to them, but I'm very different from them. So I know that they wouldn't really be able to introduce me to the right people. So I never really bothered, but I know some of my friends, for example, their older sibling introduced them to somebody, or if you're really close to even a close friend, let's say your best friend, it's you're hey man, I'm looking for, I need to find someone. Anybody who you think it would be someone I vibe with, and you can go from there. So that's another option. But I think if you're, if you don't have that kind of social circle, you don't feel comfortable asking in that social circle. Sorry, I'm just rubbing my eye. My eye is itchy. I think you can go for it from the approach of, let me just try to get out more and meet more people. And as you meet people, maybe you'll find someone that you really click with, and maybe you don't. You just find some cool hobbies and make some good friends, right? So I think going at it from that approach is also a really good one. Yeah. An interesting thing in Japan is that there are like bars where you go that are meant specifically for meeting people for marriage. It's a whole thing here. I don't know if it's there in other countries, but you have to sign up online. They have you fill out questionnaires. So it's a little bit like an app, but without an app. Some places will have you fill out questionnaires. Some places will like let you just come in if you're within the right age range for the event that they're holding. And it's just like a bar where you sit and you talk to people. Like I guess speed dating almost. Dino is my Dino is my sibling now. Yeah. Yeah, so do I seem like sometimes people are like, Roro, you don't seem like an only child. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's because I'm selfish, okay? I'm selfish. Actually, though, I feel as an only child, I'm better at sharing things than my friends with siblings because I never had this like, oh, I'm gonna lose it. In fact, I've shared things and then I've gotten them at broken, which is when like I was like, damn, I should stop sharing things. I remember I shared my Nintendo DS with my friend's brother and he broke it. I'll never forget him. It's okay, I stole his brother's Zelda game on Wii, so I got payback. Still not worth the same amount of money, but it's fine. Yeah, did I wish I had siblings? Yeah, growing up I really wanted... Okay, so I had an older cousin, and she and I didn't get along. So we're close now as adults, by the way. We're close now as adults. But she and I did not get along when we were growing up at all. And I did not want a sister. I was like, I don't want an older sister. Maybe a younger sister, maybe. But no, I don't want a sister. I want an older brother. Or a younger brother, or older brother. I sometimes think I still want an older brother. I want an older brother so I can play video games with him. But no, I think I'd probably get really competitive. I'd probably be yeah. I don't know. I can have one of your 4 sisters. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want sisters. I feel now I think I could be really close. I have my cousin. My cousin and I are close. She and I are pretty close, yeah. She's like around 8 years older than me though. She and I are pretty close. But yeah, I think, yeah, now I'm okay being an only child. I'm happy to be alone. Sometimes I worry when I'm older, like what I'm gonna do when like my parents are older, like what am I gonna do? Because I love my parents, but I live very far away from them, and I don't know what that's gonna look like. And I sometimes feel really scared to like be in the world kind of alone after them. Not to talk about too depressing things too much, but I think about that sometimes. But overall, though, I've always been really like, I think it was tough when I was a kid though. Like when summers would roll around and my family, we didn't travel much, but we used to travel to see my extended family. I was always alone. I didn't have any siblings. Like when I hated traveling. Like we didn't travel much, but when we traveled, I hated it because I was alone. And other kids would be there, but they would have their siblings, so they would all go hang out and stuff. And like, of course, I could join them, but when it was time to like get dinner or something, they would go off with their family, and I was always alone, right, with just my parents. And so I didn't enjoy it much growing up. But like now as an adult, I'm happy to not have to deal with things with like, sibling rivalry. And also like one of my close friends, she's really close with her 3 siblings. She's one of 4. And sometimes I used to be envious, but then my other close friend, he and his brother rarely talk to each other. They don't have a bad relationship, but they rarely talk to each other. And so then I'm like, oh, I guess, I always imagined being really close to my siblings. So maybe that wouldn't have been the case. And I guess it's better to not have siblings than to always fight with your siblings. And as an adult, I see that family can be really tough, right? Like I'm really lucky to have a good family, but I have friends who are really estranged from their families. So seeing all of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy with this. It is what it is. There's nothing to like complain about. Yeah, that's how I think now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser and a little bit chubbier, I understand. Okay, next question. Oh wait, did I answer this? Yes, I think I answered it. But I hope that that's helpful for your question. There are a few different avenues if you want to go about it very direct and get matchmaking support from family or friends, or even a service, I guess. And another one being you can do it on dating apps, which are very focused on that dating experience. And then, it can be kind of nice because you already kind of know a little bit about that person before you date them, right? But I've heard that dating apps can be, like I said, a lot of up and down, a lot of trial and error. And then the last option, which is I think what I personally really felt worked, was to find communities of people that were interested in the same things as me, and then start with really the mindset of wanting friendships and wanting to develop my social circle, because I'm very introverted and I stay inside a lot. I told myself that was my first step, and then from there, see what happens. Yeah. Okay, next question. If the goal is to stay with the love of your life, why do some people break up because it's gotten too comfortable or boring, then look for another partner only to end up in the same goal of being comfortable with them? You know, I saw this question and I wasn't sure, what to say about it, because I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. I am the kind of person that is happy with comfortable. I think comfortable doesn't have to be boring though. I think boring and comfortable are different. Comfortable can be that, there's someone you have a lot of really close, deep trust with, that you have a really amazing relationship with. It doesn't mean it's always happy. It's all, you're gonna have your ups and downs, you're gonna argue, you're gonna have all that. But you can also have a little bit of excitement. You can go do something fun. You can have something you really look forward to. I personally don't think I would ever break up with someone because it's never been something that I've experienced or done in my life. So to be honest, I don't know. And I think this goes back to your first line, which is if the goal is to stay with the love of your life. I don't know if those individuals have that goal though. Is that their goal? To stay with the love of their life? I think how they define their love of their life may be very different from how you and I define our love. Like, what is the love of my life? I don't know if I'm looking for the love of my life, to be honest. Right? I don't know, you know how some people have like the concept of soulmates and stuff? I don't know if I've ever had that. It'd be really cool, but I just don't think that any relationship is gonna be perfect, or like, oh, this person is perfect for me. I don't think that's really, I don't know if that's real. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a little bit jaded, or maybe I'm just like, I haven't experienced that. But for me, it's very much like, for the most of things, is this someone I feel really like happy to have in my life? And do they feel happy to have me in their life? And do we connect on that level? It doesn't have to be perfect, but we can balance each other out. Like, I think that's what I personally look for. And if it gets comfortable, that's great. That doesn't mean, it doesn't have to be boring. I think it'd be a little sad if it gets boring. I think boring is where people stop making an effort. And I don't mean that every relationship has to constantly be a struggle and an effort and it has to be hard. I know some people say relationships are hard. They can have hard moments, but I should hope that you're not day in, day out struggling, right? That doesn't seem very good or healthy, right? I think it's more, if the person you're with is taking you for granted a lot and they don't put effort. For example, like, they know that Valentine's Day is important to you, but they don't, and you tell them, hey, for Valentine's Day, I'd love to exchange like a small chocolate, nothing fancy, just I want to exchange chocolate, and they don't put in that effort to get you something you like. That to me is where it's comfortable in a negative way. Does that make sense? Where they're so comfortable that they don't care about you anymore. Like, that's different. Does that make sense? Like, in the beginning of a relationship, everybody puts in a little bit of effort because you want to impress the person you're dating, or you're going to date, or you're kind of having that honeymoon period. After the honeymoon period, I think being comfortable is really nice. I like that. But I think it's where it crosses the line of being careless and thoughtless. That's where it's no longer, I don't think comfortable is even the right word. I think it's just, it crosses the line of being a little bit disrespectful, right? I think that's where people break up. Yeah, but if and of course there are people who just break up because they're like, oh, I'm bored. But at that point, I think it's communicating, saying, hey, I want to spice up our relationship a bit. Let's go on a trip. Let's go do something fun. Let's go and try a new activity together. Let's take up bicycling together, or let's go play badminton in the park. Like, let's do something fun and different with our lives. I think that's very valid, and I think that there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a change of pace. But I would never break up over that. But I would break up with someone if they showed repeatedly that they stopped caring about me and they were taking me for granted and they took my love for them for granted. And that, of course I would communicate it, right? I would let them know, hey, I feel like I'm being taken for granted. I feel like you're comfortable with me, which of course I love, but that you're so comfortable with me that you stopped caring about me and you stopped caring about happiness in our relationship, right? That to me would be like starting to get into okay, I'm going to reconsider my relationship with this person. Does that make sense? That's how I view it. But I think that premise of the love of your life is just really different for different people. And I think that, yes, there are some people who maybe don't unfortunately take a very stable and very dull and very comfortable relationship as a bad thing when I think that that's actually really great. Don't you want someone who's stability? Like, stability in your life is fantastic. I think it's great. So yeah. And it's the fact that comfortable shouldn't keep someone from falling in love with the partner more every day while also wanting to make their partner fall more in love with them every day. Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. And I think, it doesn't even have to be like exactly. I mean, I completely agree. Like, it's exactly like that. I think what I mean is that it doesn't have to be something so extreme. And I think it's difficult. If you want excitement every single day of your life, I think that's going to be very difficult to find. Yeah, keep growing together. We don't get tired of being together, even if we are in the same room playing different games. Exactly that. Yeah, that's what I really dream of personally. Like, I want to be really happy where we enjoy having dates together and we enjoy going out together, but we're also just happy in each other's company. Like, that to me is comfortable, and that's what I dream of personally. Like, that's what I really enjoy, where we have each other's company and we get to spend time together and we support each other and we help brighten each other's days and lives, but it doesn't have to be exciting every day. In fact, I think I'm an indoor fairy. I'm an indoor fairy. I can't be excited all day. I can't do it. I'm lazy. I'm really lazy, okay? I'm lazy. I'm a lazy fairy. I'm a lazy indoor fairy. I just need to be fed choco, taken for walks. No, I'm kidding. I can't do everyday excitement. I can't do it. I love going out once in a while. Like, tomorrow I'm going out with friends. I'm excited to go like do some fun stuff tomorrow, but I can't do that every week. Taken for walks. I need to go outside. No, I'm kidding. Have you washed the dishes? No, but you know what, Buff? I washed dishes this morning. Separate bedrooms was a thing for a long time before the late 1800s. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I don't know if I personally want separate bedrooms. I'm an attached sort of person. I don't want separate bedrooms. But at the same time, I understand why some people do it. I don't judge that at all. Yeah. So I hope that answers this question. Do you wish to partake in these oats? Do you wish to consume these oats with you consumes oats? Yeah, we're like simple stuff. Like, you cook for each other. Like, I'll give you an example with my own parents. I don't talk about their relationship much, but like, when my mom's really busy, my dad sometimes cooks, and when my dad's really busy, my mom sometimes cooks. That kind of balance, right? Of course, I don't want to get too much into my personal like family stuff. I'm not looking for a relationship that's like my parents. I think, like I said, I'm very different from them, and their relationship isn't exactly what I looked for in life, and it's just different, values and different approaches to dating and love. But that aspect of the relationship I always really admired. That balance of like, oh, it's not your job or their job. It's like balance to support each other when one person's busy to help the other person, or the other person is, having a really rough day, that you support them. That's what I look for. Yeah. And nobody's perfect. It's not going to always be like that, right? Like, sometimes you have to spell that out for people, and I hate that part. Like, why do I have to spell this out for you, right? Like, you should know that if I'm busy, you can do the cookie, right? Like, why do I have to tell it to you? But sometimes those first few times are difficult, and then after that, you have to make a decision about, okay, does this person get my needs or do they not? And do I understand their needs or do I not? Yeah. Ace, hello, how are you? Okay, next question. Sorry, I'm jumping a little bit faster now. I suddenly got so many questions in the form. Why y'all not fill the form earlier, huh? Why you do it now, huh? I'm kidding. It's okay. You can fill it in. I might not get to all of them, but maybe we can do a run-over stream next week and do more next week as like a follow-up after Valentine's Day. And I can also hear what you guys did for Valentine's Day, or with your Galentine's Day, or Broentine's Day, or with your friends, or on your own. You can tell me. We could continue it next week as well if I don't get to all of them today. Yeah, okay, so this one actually came to me in Japanese. So I will read it in Japanese. And I have the English below, and I'll read the English after. 異性と会話していて、会話の最後に相手がお腹空いたと言ってきたとき、食事に誘うべきなのでしょうか? Which is, when chatting with someone of the opposite sex and they say, I'm hungry at the end of the conversation, should I invite them to eat? それとも、お腹空くよねと共感するべきでしょうか? 自分はいつも後者で Like at the second part? わかった共感ってこと？はい何食べたい？好きなものある？と話題をスライドさせます Which is, or should I just empathize with them and say, yeah, I get hungry too. I always go with the latter and steer the topic by asking, what do you feel like eating? Got any favorites? Like any favorite foods?
And the next part says こちらはもっと相手のことが知りたいので食事ができれば幸いなのですがこの一言は単純に相手自身がお腹が空いたと言っているだけなのかそれともお誘いの呼び水なのかがわかりません。So I'd like to get to know this person better, so I'd be happy if we could grab a meal together. But I'm not sure if this is simply them saying that they're hungry or about themselves, or if it's a way to invite me out to eat. This is a really good question. This is a really interesting question. Hold on, let me drink some water. My throat is like, bleh. Okay. I yap too much. 仮に誘うにしても相手に負担がないようにしたいんですが何と声をかけたらいいのでしょうか So even if I do ask them out, I want to make sure it doesn't feel like you're pressuring them or it's a burden. What should I say? So option 1, 何か食べ行く Wanna grab a bite? Hihi. Nihara. They have these like cute onomatopoeia here, which is like, do you want to eat something? Then the next one is, 君のことも食べちゃうかもよ. I might just eat you up too, grinning. And the last one is, 食うか食わないかどちらだ? 真顔 to eat or not to eat. That is a question. Deadpan. I love this. これすごい面白いですよ。すごい面白い質問ありがとうございます。はい。不用意に誘って相手に負担をかけて気持ち悪いと言われるのは自分は取り返しのつかないことをしてしまったと後悔しそうで怖いです。私たちの要請を教えてください。頑張ります。教えるの頑張ります。はい。So, and then the last thing they just said is あんたの動画で英語の勉強を始めました。いつもありがとう。いや。ありがとうございます。勉強になると嬉しいですよ。ありがとうございます。私もね、日本語勉強しなきゃ。練習しなきゃ。でも英語の勉強になってて、すごい嬉しいですよ。はい。ありがとうございます。So, the question is basically like, when you're with someone who you're interested in, or you know, let's say like of the opposite sex, if you're heterosexual, right? And if there's someone you're interested in, and at the end of hanging out together, they say, "Hey, you want to grab some?" Like they say, "Hey, I'm hungry," or like they're like, "Oh, I'm hungry." How do you respond to that? And this is like it feels like a very like question that you would think about in Japan a lot because it's like in that moment, do you say, "Hey, you want to grab something to eat," or do you like say, "Oh yeah, I'm hungry too"? Like how do you navigate that because you don't want to pressure them to go eat with you, right? That's a good question. Hi Shiza, how are you? Eat me, what? This is a PG-13 stream. Eat me, what? Ace, what? That's a really good question. And I think this is where I would kind of ask. そうだね、この場合は多分私もなんだろう、お腹空いたなーって思ったらそうだね、私もお腹空いたね。And I would probably なんか多分この同じこと言うんですよ。どうするって聞くかな私。はい。多分例えばそうだね、私もお腹空いたけどどうしようかね。何々さんはもうなんていう戻って食べる予定ですか？それとももし時間ありましたら一緒に食べませんか？みたいな言い方するかな。でもプレッシャーないですけどねって言いながらするかも。英語で I probably say like in English I would say, oh yeah, like you know honestly I'm hungry too, you want to grab something, or if you have plans or you wanted to head out, that's totally fine. You know, we can grab dinner, we can grab lunch another time, no pressure, but if you want to grab food together, I'm down, is what I would say. So I would let them know that I'm happy to eat with them, but at the same time I don't want to pressure them and there's no intention of pressuring them, and that if they want to eat alone or eat at home or they have other plans, I say, you know, if you have other plans, I let them have an out. だからなんだろう、その相手に逃げ道を作るなんて言うんですか、日本語で同じようなことあるんじゃないですかね。なんかなんて言う、例えばそうだね、もし時間あったら食べに行きましょうか。でもね、プレッシャーとかないんで、もし予定とかありましたら別に全然もうなんかいいですよって、そういう言い方でなんか相手ももし興味あったら食べようって言えるし、もしなんだろう、そのいやプレッシャーだ、この人と食べたくないなとか、いや今日は疲れた、なんか家で食べたいなとか思ったら、そういうそうだね、また今度しようみたいなことを言い返せるような隙間を作るのはいいんじゃないかなと思いますよ。はい、私ならそうするかな。そう、なんかこっちもお腹空いてるって教えるのもいいし、もし一緒に食べる のがいいよって思ったら一緒に食べるのも全然嬉しいよって私の方から言いたいけど、同じように向こうが簡単に楽に断れるように作る。そう、それがいいと思う。相手に逃げ道を作る。そう、I hope so. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but like giving the other person an out is always really nice, and I think it's a really kind thing to do, and it creates a better environment for them to also leave on a positive note. It could really be that they really do want to eat with you, but they have plans, or they really want to eat with you, but they're really tired and they don't feel like they can keep up the energy, or they just honestly don't want to eat with you, but it doesn't create this kind of like negative, like, oh my gosh, she was pressuring me, or she was pressuring me to go get food and I didn't want to. Like, it doesn't create this obligation and this awkward experience. Instead, it allows them to kind of let you know what their intention was. And in my case, if I'm the person who made the original statement, I'm really hungry, I would probably already have said like, oh yeah, I'm really hungry, you want to grab food together? Or, oh, I'm hungry, I think I should probably get back and finish up dinner. I have stuff, I have food in the fridge I need to finish up, is how I say it personally, to like leave on a more light note instead of being like, I don't want to eat with you. Not that that's usually true. Usually for me, it really is that I need to finish up the food in my fridge and I hate having food waste. So I am the kind of person that won't eat out if I need to finish what's in my fridge. But like creating an escape for the person that you're asking if you know that it might be a heavy question for them, where especially in Japan, for example, eating with the opposite sex can have like, again, being like the normative way of, eating with someone can be like a very like romantic thing. Like you don't normally, especially in Japan, a girl and a guy don't always spend time alone together. That's not a very like common thing. I mean, it's changed a bit nowadays. I think it's become more common, but in the past it wasn't really as common, and it was very much like a, oh, you're inviting them to a date sort of thing, when it doesn't have to be. So it can be a date, right? But it can also put a lot of pressure on somebody. So I can understand wanting to have a bit of an out, and make sure that your intention and their intention is clear. So that's how I think of it. But I personally always think of when I know I'm asking someone a question that might put them in a difficult position, I try to give them an out that they can say without having to give me too much information. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'd say like, hey, oh yeah, me too, I'm hungry. I'd love to grab food if you have time, but no worries, if you have other plans, we can do it another time, or it's totally up to you. No pressure. That's what I say. Had ramen one-on-one with someone once and I was like, is this a date? But I never brought it up and just continued with life. Juan! Yeah. I've been really direct once. I made that mistake once when I was invited. I didn't think of it. I thought it was just a friendly thing. But then later my friends were like, no, that's obviously a date. Like that person's inviting you on a date. And I didn't realize, because I was just a bit ignorant, to be honest, in that period of my life. And I didn't realize that it was a date. I just very much thought of it as like, like friends getting, I've had guy friends growing up. So I came at it from that perspective, and it was wrong. And I think after that, I told myself I would be more direct with people. And so if someone's inviting me, and depending on the context, I like have once in my life, just once, when I knew that this person like was giving me kind of signs, and I wanted to just be really clear and say, hey, like, please don't take this the wrong way, but like, I'm just really not looking to date right now. So I'd love to grab food as friends if that's okay with you, but like, I'm not. Like, I just want to make it clear that this is not what I'm looking for. I totally understand if, you want to reconsider or something like that. I think I've said that like once in my life, because I just wanted to make it really clear to that person that like, I am not looking for this, and I don't want to misunderstand, because maybe they also weren't looking for it. Like they were also just wanting to do it friendly. Maybe that's what they were trying to do, and I misunderstood, right? So I didn't want it to like make things awkward accidentally. But yeah, that's what I did. So that helped. Having a girlfriend would be nice. Juan, in that moment, you saw a glimpse of your future. Eating ramen with your girlfriend. One day, I hope it manifests for you. Yes. One day, I hope it happens for you. Yeah. But yeah, これでどうですかね。そう、結構難しいですよね。なんか相手に負担をかけたくないっていう、負担がないようにしたいってすごくいいことだと思いますよ。私も同じで、普通はね、自分の方からいきなりお腹空いたねって言った時、必ず私の方から自分で普通お腹空いたねの後は、いや帰って食べなきゃ、なんか冷蔵庫になんか材料残ってるの早めに食べなきゃとか、そういうことを言ったり、私の方から普通になんかお腹空いたって言った人が普通に次の文章でどうするって言うんじゃないかなと思うんだけど、たまになんか空気読みたい時読めなくなった時はもう少しどうしようかねって思った時は逃げ道を作りながら返事するのが一番いいかなって思いますよ。 私ならね私の海外から来た私の考えですね。日本のやり方はちょっと違うかもしれないですけれども、私ならどうしても逃げ道を作ればそれでもう少しバランスをとって相手の気持ちも考えながら大事にしながら進めるんじゃないかなと思いますよ。はい。いや私もお腹空いたよ、一緒に食べようか。でもねもし予定とかあったら別に全然いいけどなんかプレッシャーじゃないからみたいな言い方で難しい。そうでも逃げ道を作るっていう私の言い方だけど逃げ道を作るのが一番楽かなと思います。はいどうですか？返事できたのでしょうか私がこれでどうですかね。でも難しい。わかる。なんか相手のこと知りたいし、相手の好きな食べ物とか知りたいけど、どうだろう、スムーズに一緒にご飯食べに行こうかなって言いたいけど、それで負担になるのも申し訳ないからね。だから食べたいけど、もし予定があったらいいんだけどねとか、そういう言い方。はい、以上です。はい。Okay, next question. This was the last question I had before you all sent me like 15 extra questions. I see you. I see another one. I see another question came in. Okay, that's okay. Well, we'll do maybe a couple more from the rest, and the rest of them I'll do next week. We'll do an extra stream next week just to go over this. Yeah. Okay, is there any method you found to forming meaningful relationships, mainly past the small talk phase, that has proven effective without necessarily relying on forced exposure, such as the long years of school, college, uni? Oh, that's a really, really good question. And this is one that I've really struggled with, to be honest. It's very also culturally driven, I think, to be honest. And I say this because I live, I'm living in Japan, right? And in Japan, I think that getting through this phase of small talk to meaningful relationship takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of trust. And it's just a very different part of the culture here. People tend to have been with their friends for a long time. Like most of my roommate's Japanese, and most of his friends, I think he's been friends with since like middle school and high school, and a few from college, right? It's like he goes, I guess, hangs out with a few people from work, but they don't talk about deep things. I don't think he even talks about deep things with his friends. It's very like different for different people. I personally am the kind of person that, because I'm in Japan and because quite a few of my friends are fellow foreigners living in Japan, we all speak in Japanese, which is kind of funny. We speak in a mix of Japanese and English, but like a lot of us bonded over our shared experiences of being minorities in Japan, if that makes sense. Like residents in Japan who live here and who love living here and who've lived our lives here but have struggled, right? We bond over that. So that's been really helpful. So finding, I think, which kind of deeper conversation you can have with which kind of people. And sometimes I've had one time where I was having a really rough day, and this person that I knew, they weren't really a friend, but they were someone closer, and they knew this other person that they kind of knew the context of why I was having a rough day. And so I started talking about it with them, and they shut me down like really, really fast. And I just realized, oh, okay, so this is not the kind of relationship I'll have with this person. And that's okay. That's their right to not want to have that kind of conversation. And I need to respect that. In the same way, it's also okay for me to not want to have a deeper friendship with them. Like I will not go out of my way to reach out to that person because I don't value, personally, I have a small number of friends and they're very close and we have these like really deep conversations. I have a couple of friends where our conversations are a lot lighter, obviously, but I personally don't have a lot of free time and I don't want to use it for people who I don't feel like I'm having meaningful conversations with, if that makes sense. So that's a decision I've made in my life, right? And not everybody has to make that same decision. But I think for this question in particular, sometimes I think you have to be okay with being shut down a little bit. And it can hurt. I remember that day I was having a bad day and it just made my day feel worse. But it was also a really good lesson of like, some people aren't interested in that kind of deep conversation and it's hard to find that. And some people are and you just need to kind of traverse it. And it's hard to figure out what that timeline looks like. Or one of my friends, we had like a crazy deep conversation within a month of knowing each other. And we're really close now. And it just kind of happened. I started, and it depends on the context, and again, it depends on what kind of deep, meaningful relationship and conversation you want to have with them. Sometimes it really is a factor of time. Some of my deep friendships have come from just repeated exposure, shared interests. Like, we used to play games together a lot, and then over time we started talking about like more personal things, and one day they were having a bad day and they opened up about that with me, and I was able to be like, oh yeah, like I totally get it, like that's really tough, and I'm able to just listen to them. And that's how coincidentally our friendship formed. And that exposure wasn't school, college, or uni. It was from gaming together. We used to game together, like play video games together, and over time we got closer. With Jay, for example, Jay and I are pretty close, and it was just from contacting each other about music, because I was, I reached out to Jay for the first time over Twitter to ask about like, music, because I was struggling with mixing, and I was at my wit's end with mixing music, and I was struggling with my covers, and I hated all my covers, and I reached out to Jay because I was so desperate. And it started off with him just being really kind and giving advice, and I was just chatting, and eventually like we started streaming together once in a while, and over time we became good friends. So sometimes it can be exposure that's not school, college, uni, but it does need that time. I'm sure Jay is really, really great, and so I'm sure I could have had those conversations way earlier, but it can be kind of scary to bring that up, and it can also be kind of heavy, right, to bring that up. Like, I personally am the kind of person that is okay with heavy conversations. It depends. It depends on the person. If I don't know them and they want to have a really heavy conversation, that's a little bit difficult. But if I know them relatively well, we're somewhat friends, and they have like these deep conversations with me, I'm happy to. I'm one of those people that loves meaningful conversation. That's why I do streams like this, right? But I think there are also people out there who just don't enjoy that, and that's okay. That's okay. I think it's just a different personality and different people, right? I have found that as I've grown older, I don't enjoy those kinds of friendships as much. I enjoy friendships where I can have those meaningful conversations. And of course, I'll give other friendships some time, but at some point, if I feel like, I don't know if I can have that kind of relationship with this person, I just accept it. And then I don't worry about it. Yeah. So I'm not saying that, you don't need to worry about it. I don't mean it like that. I mean that sometimes it means seeing the hit or miss of it. Penario, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. I think you're on YouTube. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Another one I can give as an example is you can try to broach the conversation and find a good way to end it on a light note if they don't bite. So let's say you have a friend, you like their friendship, but you don't know if you can make that friendship a more meaningful friendship. You can start by broaching on a slightly more difficult conversation and seeing how they react to it without it being too heavy. And then if you see, like, and this is very much like you have to see how they're reacting, and you have to adapt to that. But if you can see that they're really not biting and they're really not like really interested in engaging with it, you can kind of back off that conversation and wrap it up on a really positive way. So an example I can give is, I love living in Japan, and I don't talk about this much, and this is something I'm very careful about talking online with, because there's a lot of it's really easy to get hate when you say anything negative about Japan. I really love being here, and I feel so thankful to live in Japan, and I love living in Japan. But there are some days when I'm really struggling, and I remember that the conversation I had with this coworker, right? And we're doki, we joined the company at the same time, and we came to the side, and I very briefly, I don't know if it was even me. I think it might have been her. I don't know which of us started it, but I was like, oh yeah, like, I've just been having this hard time because of this particular thing that happened. And I'm seeing her reaction as we're doing this, right? And if she kind of goes in like, yeah, I totally get it, or like she's like listening and she's intent, I can go in a little bit deeper. Maybe she's more of a listener and she won't respond. That's also okay, just seeing how her kind of reaction is. And then I can continue with the topic. But if I notice that she's kind of like starting to look closed off, or starting to look less interested, or like starting to look a little bit distracted, like, okay, like, why are you like sharing this with me? I wrap it up by saying, so sorry if like, I'm not as focused today, or like, so yeah, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to do with that, but that's okay. Like, how's your day going? I twist the conversation. I do that a lot. Because I don't want to ruin that friendship necessarily, but I also don't want to burden that person if clearly they're not open to that, right? So finding that balance is what works for me, and it's very difficult, but you kind of learn to like start the conversation, and if you're not getting any bites with it, to like twist the conversation a bit. So you see, I am a listener. I am mentally, oh yeah, Sapien, you asked this question, right? You see, I'm a listener. I'm mentally unable to start the conversation. Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. I guess it's the question is, if the friend that you're talking to isn't really bringing up those deep conversations, that's really difficult. Someone has to start it, right? Either you have to start it or your friend has to start it, right? That's really tough. Someone has to start that conversation. Yeah, unless you're okay with being really direct, but being direct is like, it's hard too. It's also really awkward, right? Like when you're like, hey, do you want to have a deeper conversation? Like, hey, do you ever like, I guess you can kind of ask about it. Do you like having conversation? Or you can even ask them if they have it with anybody else. That's another way. You can say, hey, like, do you have these kinds of conversations? Like, have you ever had this kind of conversation with your friends before? Like, how do you approach it? Or like something like that. You can even go from the context of asking for advice. That's another good way to broach the topic. I find personally, yeah, that's another way you can do it. I know that that's a really tough one. I definitely understand though that the school, college, uni aspect, you get really close with people because of school, college, uni. You know, my closest friend, my best friend, we met in middle school. We were friends in middle school and high school, but we got really close after college, which is funny because we went to the same college as each other. We were at the same college, at the same campus the whole time for 4 years, but we didn't see each other very often. We would stay in contact and we would catch up with each other here and there, but we didn't stay in touch all the time. And then after we graduated, we got really close. It was really interesting. Yeah, and she's my closest friend. She's visiting me in March. I'm super excited to see her. And it's just very different. And it was just over time we started having deeper, and I totally get it. So that's like the context you're saying is the difficult one, right? That's the different one from what you're looking for. But all the remaining close friends I have, one of my closest friends, I actually only met like 6 or 7 months ago. And we're really close. Like we chat with each other a lot. We've had some really deep conversations with each other. She's someone I really value in my life. I'm the kind of person that can get really close to someone really quickly. It's one of my weaknesses, I think, too, that I need to like, I have to like put effort into keeping distance because I'm like that. So it's something that I've been working on personally. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think finding a balance is always how I say it, but broaching the topic is the first part, right? Even they do start the talk, starting small still feels daunting to know how to properly respond without seeming uninterested or putting my foot too far forward. Yeah, you know what? I think in that case, and this again could depend on your friend, but if you are my friend Sapien, right? And you were feeling this way, you can totally tell me. Like I would be like, I have said that like before, and I used to struggle with this when someone would tell me something really heavy and I wanted to listen to them, but I didn't know how to respond because let's say they said something that was really like difficult or serious that they were going through. I would say like, hey, you know, I don't know how to respond in this situation, but I want to hear you and I want to listen. And like, I care about what you're sharing with me. And I say it like that. Like, I actually just tell them that, like, I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I want to hear what you're saying. Like, please don't, like, mistake my inability to respond as, like, oh, she's not interested. Like, that's not at all it. I really care, and I really am interested in hearing it. I don't know what to say. And I've been in situations where I think now I'm older and I know how to handle different situations and I know what to say in different difficult situations that come up. But there was very much a time where I really struggled. And there are certain topics I still really struggle with that sometimes someone has mentioned. And I just have to tell them like, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say here, but I want to listen. So please, you know, keep sharing whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I might not always have the right response, but I'm here to listen. So I say that, right? That's what I do. That's how I've navigated that because I've had the same issue of just not knowing what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, and sometimes not saying anything is better, right? Because, like, for example, the worst is when, like, someone's, like, says something really hard and, like, difficult and you say, I understand when you don't, right? Like, you don't need to do that. Like, there's no need to, like, pretend you get it when you don't. You can say, like, I don't know what that's like, but I can't imagine how difficult that is. And, you know, I'm here to listen and hear you out, you know, like that kind of way. So I don't know. I think that that's okay to say too, Sapien. But yeah, it's hard. Like getting past that bump, and I totally am with you there. I do not like, I struggle with like what do you call it? Like those relationships. Like, you know, when I was talking earlier about going out and hanging out with people and going outside and touching grass, I really struggle to hang out with people where we're having these really like not, like, of course, when I say this, with my friends who I've had those deep conversations with, I can have really fun, light conversations too. I can have both. But I struggle to have good conversations or enjoy spending time with people who I've only had light conversations with. only light conversations I find kind of like I'm always trying to like be careful not to say something too deep. I think that balance is difficult. Yeah, I get it. But in the beginning, I think you have to be patient, right? And experience it, because not everybody's going to be so open from the beginning. Some people take time to open up. One of my friends, coincidentally, she opened up to me really quickly, but she was one of those people. She told me like I'm very slow to open up to people. And I think it was just the environment we were in made it easy for her to open up to me sooner. But yeah, it took her like, it was like a couple months before she even told me about some like, she was like, yeah, I don't hang out with those two because like I find them really difficult to hang out with. I was like, oh, I never know that. Like she never told me. Like she'd always been like, oh yeah, let's go hang out together. And then after we got closer, she was like, actually, I don't want to hang out with those two because I find them really like difficult to deal with. I was like, oh, I didn't know. So I make sure like to like keep that in mind and stuff like that. So it takes time sometimes. It is just a factor of time. Some people just need a little time to open up. Yeah. And maybe sometimes some people need to feel like you're someone they can trust to open up to, that you're not going to go yap to everybody, or like that you care enough about them to hear them and not shut them down, right? Yeah, so I think what you're doing is fine, and I understand. I totally understand wanting meaningful relationships. I'm the same. I'm the exact same. I love meaningful relationships. I've literally asked this question to my roommate before about wanting to make more friends in Japan. Most of my friends who are, Japanese that I made in Japan, I made many, many years ago, and they don't live here anymore. Many of them live out in other countries. Oh, Timothy, thank you. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, Choco Tax. Aw, thank you so much. I will add this to my wonderful Choco snack funds and to my content fund. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks so much, bro. Chocolate. Num num. Timothy's also a super, super long subscriber, and you can see Timothy has like the cute little chocolate box. So you too could have the chocolate box, and one time I'll give you, no, I'm kidding. One time I will give you choco. I'm kidding. But thank you so much, Timothy. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I was gonna say I love meaningful relationships as well, but I've found that as an adult, especially when you're not in school, when you're not in those kind of forced situations, you have to give it time. Oh, and the other thing is you have to make efforts to meet up with them. This is the one I think that a lot of people miss, is that if you only see this person once every 5 months, it's going to be really hard to get past the small talk phase. You have to try, if you know that this is someone you really enjoy spending time with and you think that you want to develop that kind of relationship with them, like a deeper friendship with them, then you have to make more efforts to see them. It doesn't have to be every week, but just reach out to them. You don't have to message. I'm not the kind of person that messages every day. I cannot message people every day. I don't have that kind of energy. But the people that I care about, I check in on them like once every week or once every couple weeks and say, hey, hope you're doing well. Like, keeping them in your thoughts in a way, and reaching out to them to let them know that you think about them. And my friends do the same to me. They'll be like, hey, how are you doing? It's been a while. Like, hope you're doing well. And it's not like you have to start a huge conversation, but checking in. Sub for 4 years and no choco yet in the basement. Never. No, I'm kidding. Brad, thank you so, so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Giving me all the choco for Valentine's Day. All the choco for Valentine's Day. As I said earlier, I will put this for my choco snack fund, and I will also put it towards my some of the content and some of the things I'm working on. I know I'm very slow with content creation. I'm sorry, guys, but I promise I'm working on stuff little by little every day, very slowly, but little by little every day. So I hope you can look forward to it. I just have some fun stuff planned for the summer, so we'll see if I can get it all together. But I'm trying. I'm actively purchasing parts and stuff for it, so I hope you can look forward to it. Yeah, thank you so much, Rat, and thank you again for you and Timothy for both being members for so many years. You've been here for, wait, I guess you guys were here when I did my first Valentine's stream too, huh? Yeah. I talk to my best friend once a month, sometimes once every 2 months. Same, Juan, same. Like my best friend, I think we used to talk like maybe once a month. Recently we've talked more because, she's visiting soon, so we've been planning and things like that. But I'm the same. I'm a little bit more like isolated. That's the kind of person I am, but I try and make an effort to the people that I really care about to reach out when I can, if I remember them. If they cross my mind, I sometimes reach out and just say, hey, hope you're doing well. Speaking of, now that I said that, one of my other friends crossed my mind just now, and I should probably reach out to her and ask her how married life is. It's been a while. Yeah. Aw, Forge. Damn, this 4-year badge is making me feel intimidated. Still waiting for a cooking stream. Oh, Forge, thank you so much. No, don't feel intimidated. You too can be a 4-year badge. You're stuck with me forever. No, I'm kidding. Please, only support as much as you're able. Please don't feel pressured. I'm happy to have you guys here. It's so fun to chat with everyone. I love that. I love that I have a community that I can talk with like this, and we can have these real conversations, and people are so respectful about it. I feel so thankful. So thank you so much. Not at all. Cooking stream. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to get kicked out because I burned the property down, you know? Like, I did do a cooking stream once, and you guys all got on my case for putting ketchup in pasta. Like, you guys came at me for my pasta cooking skills. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Thank you so much, Forge. I really appreciate it. Oh. No, I put sauce. I put pasta sauce, but then I ran out of pasta sauce and it needed a little bit more, so I added just a little bit more ketchup. Like, I put pasta sauce. Of course, I make pasta with regular sauce like a normal person. I love pasta, but I needed just a little bit, so I put a little bit of ketchup. Yeah, just a little bit of ketchup. Hey, it was yummy. It's fine. Okay, so those are all the questions I had initially. Now I have some questions that are coming in. Actually, guys, I started the stream with 10 questions and now there are 26 in my forum. So, in my little question form. So what I'll do is I'll answer a couple more. That gives us 12 questions. And then the remaining, what we'll do is we'll continue next week. I know I was hoping to get through it, all of them, but it's already been what? I started 11, 12, 1. It's been 2 hours, so I think the next couple will finish in the next 30 minutes or so. And then we'll come back to these. We'll come back to these next week. Yes, next Saturday we'll do a continuation. I might do it as a vertical stream maybe, but yeah, we'll do a continuation of this. So I hope you can join again next Saturday. We'll do a double feature this one time. This one time will be a double feature. Get your questions in because I will lock the form. I will lock the form after stream today. So if you have a question. No, don't go. I have just a couple more. I'll answer just a couple more. Give me just a second. Let me jump questions. Give me a second. Responses. This is question 10. 11. So Jaryu, you sent in a question. Here's some advice. Humans can... Oh, this wasn't a question. Okay, good. This is some advice. Humans sometimes can be terrifying. Try be friends first and you see their true behavior. This is true. This is true. Sometimes, you know, there are friendships that I've lost, you know, and I'm glad that they're no longer my friends in a way. And I hate to say that. And so there's this one word people use, they say outgrowing friendships. I personally never say it like that because I feel that's a little bit sad. Like that phrasing is a little bit sad. It's just semantics, but I don't ever personally say that. What I like to say is that sometimes friends are people that, like, there are people that come and go in your life, right? And sometimes it's sad when they leave, and sometimes it's okay when they leave, right? Like sometimes you're okay when they leave because they weren't the right friendship for you, or that you kind of grew in different ways and you're no longer the right friends for each other, and that's okay. Especially as someone who doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends. I have a small set of really close friends. I think that that's okay. Oh wait, hold on. Let me post this. So Jaryu gave advice, which is really good advice, which is that sometimes people can be terrifying, and be friends first and see their true behavior. I really feel this, yeah. And this is, I think, relates back to your question a little bit, Sapien, which is that sometimes time can be a good thing, right? And I'm not trying to lecture or anything like that. Please don't. I realized that it sounded like I was trying to lecture just now. That's not what I meant. I meant that I've experienced this, which is that sometimes I realize that there's someone I don't want to open up to, that they're not someone that I feel is, I don't want to say trustworthy exactly, but is not the right person to open up to. And I'm so glad that I didn't open up to them sooner, right? Like, I'm glad that we didn't have too many meaningful conversations because I was able to, like, protect myself a little bit too, right? And that's not a bad thing. So I do agree. And sometimes there are friends where, you know, I put a lot of effort into the relationship and I just realized that they're not a good friend. They're just not a good friend. And sometimes you realize that, and it's really sad and disheartening when you realize that, but sometimes it's really good. You're like, damn, this person's a crappy friend. I don't want to be friends with them anymore. And you move on, and it's good. It's good. That's not a bad thing to realize that someone's not who you thought they were. Someone is not the right friend for you. Maybe they're the right friend for someone else, but not for you. And I experienced that. Like, just like 4 years ago too. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 4 years ago. I had like 4 or 5 years ago, and like I had these people, these two friends that I was really close to, and I thought of them as some really close friends, and at one point it felt like they just kind of abandoned me, and it really hurt, and I was really upset, and I confronted them a little bit about it, like really politely. I just said that, hey, this is how I'm feeling, like what's going on, and they were so incredibly rude and dismissive to what I said, and I just realized, wow, I don't need friends like this in my life. Yeah. And another one that I don't like is when you have like one little conflict and that person abandons you. I don't like that. I feel like friends are people you can have a little bit of conflict with and you can get back together. And I'm not going to go into politics and stuff. This is not about politics. This is about like regular conflicts. Like you disagree about like an approach to something, like not human rights sort of stuff, like a very general sort of disagreement. It was about attending an event, right? It was about attending an event, and some stuff happened and we kind of had like a little bit of a, not a falling out exactly, like a little bit of a falling out. But I'm not the kind of person that wants to lose a friend over that. I was like, okay, we were both hurt by this. And so like, I would have loved to like get their friendship again and talk about it. Be like, hey, what you did here hurt me, and they could have said like, hey, what you did here hurt me. And I would have loved to have that conversation to figure it out and sort it out and be okay again. But instead, that person just ghosted me. And it was really sad too, because like they were a really good friend of mine for quite a few years of college. And recently I found out from a mutual like acquaintance that they visited Japan and they never reached out to me, and they knew I'm here. They know I'm here, and they like, we work in the same field and they know I'm here. And I remember feeling like a little bit hurt, like, wow, like friendships are so easy for some people. They're just things that you take and throw. Whereas for me, friendships are not like that. I put a lot of effort for my friendships. We might have a disagreement. That's okay. We might not talk to each other for a few days. That's okay. We might like need some space for a bit. That's okay. But I want to talk about it after, know what I did wrong, be able to share how I was hurt, and be able to move on past that. But there are people who don't, and this person basically kind of ghosted me, and then, yeah, and it really hurt. It really hurt. And when I found out, like, it was like a year and a half ago that they visited Japan, and I was there, like, I found out right around when they were visiting, so, but I was also like, okay, I tried to bring it up with them. We were kind of like, busy, and we weren't able to talk about it, and then I moved, and they knew I was moving, and they never, like, tried to put effort to talk about it, and I don't know, I sometimes think maybe I should reach out to them again and just kind of see if we can, connect and at least, see how they are, and at least keep it as an acquaintance, if anything, and maybe talk about it a little bit. But I don't know. I think at my point in life, I just don't feel like I want to. I don't know if I have the energy for it. So I think maybe one day I might reach out to them again and see how they're doing. But right now, I don't think I'm in a place where I want to do that. Like, I'm not upset anymore exactly, but I just don't know if I have the energy for that. Yeah, but that's what happened. So the reason I was saying this is because of Jaryu's good point here, which is that it's also okay that not every person you think is going to be your friend ends up being your friend. It might be good for you that they're not. It might be a bullet missed, right? So that's also something important to think. Yeah, some friends in the past that turned out to be super opportunistic type. Exactly. Yeah, they see your friendship as, and good riddance, right? Like good riddance. I mean, obviously you wouldn't have known going in, right? And now you see their true colors. When someone tells you who they are, you believe them, right? So sometimes it's great to like not. And sometimes it feels really liberating to not have that kind of person around you. Sometimes it can be someone who's like, really brings you down or makes you feel really bad about yourself. And sometimes it can take a lot of effort to realize that someone's affecting you in such a negative way and to step away from that. And it's okay, right? It doesn't mean that you have to be mean to them or rude to them. It can just mean that you take that distance, and if you need to tell them straight, like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I don't think this works, and move on, you do. Also, Charles, thank you so much for joining the membership. Welcome to Choco Daisuke. Very, very daisuke Choco. I really appreciate it. Welcome. Congrats on your 2nd month, by the way. Thank you so much. Yeah. This makes me feel really bad because I had this friend that I thought was really close, and I had went out of my way multiple times to help them, only for them to move to Cali and say that I don't care. What? Oh, I'm so sorry, Wrath. Yeah, it really hurts when that happens. And it hurts even more when you feel like you didn't even get a chance to explain yourself or to like understand what was going on. And sometimes, like, I know people use the word closure, but something similar to that, where you feel like you got to resolve it and be happy with however it ended. And sometimes you don't get to do that, and it's really hard. It's really difficult, and it feels really bad. But I think time is one of those things you need for those things. Like now, the way that those so-called friends hurt me doesn't hurt me as much anymore, but it's something I think about once in a while and feel a little down about. Like, what could I have done differently? What could I have done to assert myself? What should I have, some of the way I responded to them was very much being like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. But like, I wish I could have responded saying that this isn't good friendship, or kind of push them on it a little more to like get them to confront like how horrible they were being to me. But it is what it is, and it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. And I should have known sooner that that friend wasn't the right friend for me. I should have known sooner because there was some stuff that they did that should have been a sign. But it's okay. I don't want to get too much into it. But I understand what you mean. Sometimes time is a good thing. Time will show you someone and who they are. And people let their guard down with time, right? This is why, like, when it comes to, like, for example, dating or marriage, I always told myself I'm not going to marry someone who I don't date for at least, like, a year. That's a personal thing. Because, and also one that I had a conversation with my mom. So my mom was, like, not super into the idea of, like, living with the person I was dating before I get married or something, right? And I was like, no, I want them to let their guard down and I want to see what they're like. Like, if they're a horrible person when we're not in the honeymoon phase, when they only see me once or twice a week, and if they're a horrible person because now they see me all the time and they can't keep up this facade, that's good for me to know. That's good for me to know. So, that's another one, right? So it's something similar with friendships, right? With time, people stop keeping their mask up a little bit. It slips, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That can be a really good thing. Like, you get to see your friend being just themselves, right? I have friends who, they felt like they had to present themselves a certain way, but with time they just could be themselves, and it was a lot easier, and it was really nice, and it was wonderful to get to know them that way. But in the beginning they couldn't do that. So having a mask isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's how you protect yourself, right? Being in society, I think we always wear a mask. Right? Like, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, but letting it slip and seeing, when it slips and seeing what that person is like, it can be a good revelation or a bad revelation, and that can be good for you in both ways, right? So yeah. Okay, that was Jaryu's question. Not question, sorry. It's Jaryu's point. That's a good point. Thanks, Jaryu. Okay. And the next question. So next one, when you're in a slump so often, what's the best thing to do with help with it? Oh my gosh, I know. Oh my God, I've been in a slump for the last few months. I feel you. I still love streaming, obviously, but I've been really struggling with making content and being happy with my content. And I get it. When you're in a slump, and maybe you're describing a different kind of slump, but I haven't gotten to this yet with my content creation. For me, with content creation, getting out of a slump is just making a lot of content. I have to make a lot and start to feel happy with how I'm being productive. So for me, it's just getting started and keeping a rhythm is what helps, but getting to that point is hard. When I'm in a slump, sometimes I find that doing something that makes me happy or taking a break actually really helps. Again, it depends on what kind of slump you're dealing with. For me, if I'm really struggling with streaming and I'm not enjoying, I haven't thankfully dealt with that recently or anything like that. But let's say I'm struggling with streaming, I'm not really enjoying it. Taking a break, like a small break from streaming, really helps. Taking a little hiatus. Maybe sometimes you see I only do 1 stream in the week, or I only do 2 streams in the week. Sometimes it's because I'm really busy and I'm just struggling to have energy and I need a little break, right? So for me, that really helps me get out of a slump. Sometimes approaching it in a different way, I have to analyze a bit why I'm in a slump. Like, what's going on? Is it I'm not feeling good? Am I struggling somewhere in my life? Like, is work stressing me out? Is someone in my life stressing me out? Like, is something going on? And try to figure out what the root cause is, if the slump is caused by something else. And sometimes I just accept that a slump is a slump and I need a break, and it's okay to just take a break and enjoy myself, right? Like, I used to feel really guilty when I wouldn't be making content, and I still sometimes feel really guilty when I don't make content. Taking a break from all of that is really important. For me, getting out of the creative slump means to remove myself from the analytical part of it and becoming a fan again. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. I really struggle with that, and that I really admire that you have a really good approach to it. I'll tell you guys something. I enjoyed music the most when I wasn't a YouTuber. Right? I used to love just listening to music. I really just enjoyed myself, listen to music. But now whenever I hear a new song, my brain is like, do I need to make a cover? Like, that's like the first thing that my brain does. It's like, can I sing this? And then the second thing my brain does is, do I need to make a cover, or am I going to regret not making a cover? And because I'm a smaller creator, if I don't make a cover sooner, it gets buried and my cover doesn't like really perform well, right, on my channel. Not a lot of people get to see it, which makes me sad because I put a lot of effort into it, right? So for me, I used to really struggle to like be a fan, and I I really admire that you can do that, and I need to learn to do that again, because being a fan is why you probably started something, right? Like maybe a lot of us started music because we were fans of music, right? Or you started content creating because you enjoyed other people's content. So becoming a fan again, I think, is an amazing way of looking at it. I need to figure out how to do that again. Yeah. For me, I think I've had it best when I just step away from all of it for a bit. Like just take a full break. Or try something completely new that is a little bit more accessible to me. So for me, I was feeling down about not making as much content, so I've been trying to stream more. So I balanced it out because I'm having a slump with content creation, with like the short videos and like the TikToks and all of that. Music, I've been really struggling with music and stuff recently. Actually, for like the last year almost, but struggling with that. I found that at least in the last few months, I've been streaming more, which has really helped me feel better about my channel. And I'm not growing, as much anymore and stuff like that, but that's okay. I still feel really happy with content and streaming, and that really means a lot to me. So that's how I've dealt with it personally, is finding another way to enjoy the activity that I feel like I'm having a slump with, right? Whether that's like what 49 said about being a fan, or in my case, I'm still a YouTuber, still a VTuber, but instead of doing this aspect of VTubing, I'm doing this other aspect that I feel is a little bit more accessible to me and doesn't feel like I'm in a slump. So that's what I've done. That's what's really helped for me. So yeah, that's what I would do. Sometimes the slump can be caused, like I said, from something else. There was a period in my life where I was really down and not, like dealing with some depression and not feeling really good. That was a really tough period of my life. I don't know exactly what the solution was at that time. And I don't know what the solution was at the time. For me, eventually switching jobs, I know a lot of you guys who have been here for 4 or 5 years, so many of you guys have been here for years and years, know that I had like a period of like 2 years or a year and a half where I was really like struggling a bit, right? And it was partially because of my job. And after I left that job, I was like out of my slump. I know that's not easy for everyone, right? Like you can't just switch jobs in this economy, right? I'm so glad to have a job. I was so scared when I was making that switch about like, what if I lose my job and all of that, right? I'm so glad I have a job, and I'm so glad that my new job gives me so much of a break mentally, and I'm a lot more happy, and I'm not struggling as much. Still dealing with that content creation slump, but I don't feel like I can't even stream, I don't have time, I'm working 60 hours a week, and it puts me in a really bad place and just really struggling to do the things I want to do in my life. So, sometimes the cause of your slump can be external, but sometimes it can be internal. For internal, to some degree, we have a little bit of control, depending on what it is, right? A little bit of control to find a way. Like I said, for me, I found it really helps to take a break. Taking a break has always been really, really what's helped me. And then trying to plan a little bit. Inspiration too sometimes can help, right? Like what 49 said about becoming a fan again. I sometimes see content and it inspires me and it makes me feel like, yeah, I want to do that. And it helps me start that first content piece again and go from there. So yeah. And also it can also be, while you take a break, you can still work towards something else. So for me, even though I haven't been making short form content, I've been working on something in the background. It's going to take a lot more time. It's going to take a couple more months to put together, but something that I'm really excited for and that I've wanted to do for years. I'm slowly putting it together. So that's another aspect. I'm terrible at this, but another healthy aspect is accept that it's okay to create things that are comfortable and not treating every next project as a challenge of self-growth. Yeah, it's okay to just make stuff that you're good at. That doesn't have to be like, oh, this is me challenging myself. It's okay to do what you're good at for a bit. It's good to like you said, exactly. Not every single thing has to be a challenge. I totally agree. I make stuff that I feel is like slightly low effort content to me. I enjoy making it. I think people enjoy watching it. I think it's silly and it's fun, but it's definitely not a challenge. And that's okay, because sometimes I do other stuff that was a challenge for me, right? So not everything has to be like you at your 110%, right? Sometimes it's okay to put something out at 75%. It's okay. I'm really bad at taking my own advice on this one, but it's really important, and that's a really, really good point. Yeah. Rad, I remember the reason I followed Rora was her cover of Payphone by Maroon 5. Aw, I'm so glad you liked it. I think I sang that during a karaoke stream and then I clipped it. Yeah, I loved singing that song. I realized I really like singing slower songs sometimes, like slower, chill songs. Yeah. My voice is kind of broken, so I think it works well with slower songs. Because my voice is not raspy. What's the word? I don't know how to describe. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this yesterday because we were talking about my voice a little bit yesterday, right, when I was streaming. And I was trying to think, like, my dad's voice is similar to mine. We both have a slightly, like, broken voice. I don't know how you call it. Not Emma Stone broken. Like, not like vocal cord is, like, different. But, like, I don't know. So I would sometimes think that maybe I should sing more slow songs and it fits my voice better. Maybe it's a little bit of a better fit for my vocal style than all the really, really fast songs that I seem to love. I love fast music. I love energetic music. I love the kind of music you can put in your playlist and go running to. But sometimes a nice, chill, slow song is where it's at. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helped answer the question. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one. I don't have the answer, honestly, on slumps. And I'm so glad that, we have 49 and other people here who have dealt with slumps and have advice on it, to be honest. Because, yeah, I need advice on it, to be honest. Yeah, also, sorry, Chris, I saw you send a message earlier and I missed it, so let me read it out. And I think this is referring to the previous question, right? The one about friendships. It's true, I had a close friend that invited me to their house. I got high and they saw this as an opportunity to get info on another person from me. I was high, not drunk, so it was really easy to see what they were trying to do. After that, I distanced myself from them because even though we were close, I could not trust them nor see them in the same light after that incident. I'm so sorry you dealt with that. And honestly, like, in a way, it's good that you saw it when you were able to do something about it, right? Like, oh, that's awful. That's awful. Yeah, and honestly, like, it says so much about their character too, right? Like, good riddance. Man, you don't want friends like that. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, no. Your friends are the people you should be able to trust when you're at your lowest and at your most vulnerable and not have to worry that they're going to take advantage of you. But yeah, I'm so sorry you dealt with that. Though, Chris, yeah. But I'm glad you were able to find out and get that distance from them. Okay, and let's do one more question. I think I'll wrap it up. That makes it 13. And if you have any more questions, you can put it in the form now because I'm going to close the form right after this next question. Okay, how do I get girlfriend? Elias, how do you get a girlfriend? I do think I answered this quite a bit already today, but you gotta go and make an effort. You have to make an effort. And also, I think just being a good person in general, you attract people that are good people around you. If you're a good person and I don't mean you're always positive, you're always happy and bubbly. Like, I mean, that also attracts people for sure. But working on yourself and working on growing as a person, right? And going out and meeting people, like, that's how you slowly develop those relationships and friendships, and you'll make those. Then one day you meet someone and you vibe and you eventually like, hey, I really care about this person, and then you're like, you want to date? And yeah, you can do it. I believe. I'm cheering for you, Elias. But I do think I answered this quite a bit today, so I will skip on this one. But I hope that helps answer, Elias, even a little bit. But I believe you can do it. You have to create those opportunities for yourself, and you have to meet people first. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be with the I want a girlfriend. If you do, like, you can use dating apps for that. But going out and meeting people and making those friendships, and who knows where it'll go from there. Maybe they introduce you to someone they know that would be perfect for you, or maybe you find that you develop a really good friendship with someone and over time it changes to something really, really, really precious. Yeah. Okay, one more. I lied, one more. Okay. Duplicate slide. Let me see. Paste it off. Okay. Oh, where is... How would Roro I don't want to get rejected. Okay, how would Roro handle a rejection from someone she likes? No need to answer if you don't want to. I'm trying to think. I have never confessed to someone I liked before, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I personally, because I know this is what I mentioned earlier about, like, I was always really happy in my own company, and I was in a place in my life where I knew even if I confessed to them, I couldn't do anything about it because, my parents were really strict. I wasn't allowed to date in high school, and I didn't lie to my parents about stuff like that. So I know that the people I had crushes on, like, even if I confessed to them, we couldn't date. But having said that, I know there was one person that I really liked, and I think they pretty much knew that I liked them. This was like a long time ago. This was like 10 years ago. Like they knew that I liked them. And what I think it was really obvious that I liked them. But over time, I just realized that it wasn't about me liking them and them rejecting me necessarily. It was that the rejection actually didn't bother me as much, and I did need a bit of space. But I think the part that I realized was that they weren't the right friend for me. Even like in the friendship context, they were not the right friend. And I actually realized that after they rejected me, because I could take a little bit of distance, because I was seeing them with like these rose-colored glasses. And after that, I realized, oh, you know, this person isn't actually like a very good friend. And so I ended up actually getting like not being friends with them anymore. But having said that, I think normally now when I think about if I confess to someone and they said they weren't interested in me, I know I would need space, but I don't think I would break that friendship. I would be sad, and I would be really sad. I would probably cry a lot. I would probably need like space from them and to not see them for a bit. And then maybe over time, it could be maybe several months later, you know, I would be able to go and talk to them again and be friends with them again and have moved on and maybe like, you know, settled those feelings. And I'd probably just not really engage with them as long as those feelings were still there, knowing that they weren't interested in me, right? Because I know I'm the kind of person that my feelings wouldn't go away if I stayed around them. So having said that, it doesn't mean that I don't want their friendship anymore. Like I would probably tell them like, hey, you know, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate your honesty. I just need space. Like I don't want to lose this friendship, but I am the kind of person that really needs space. And I would just tell them that and then just take space. And maybe that might be months, it might be a year, but I would hope that they would be okay to wait as a friend, if that makes sense, right? Not wait around for row, but like, I don't think it's a burden to wait for a friend. Like, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like, oh, you won't talk to me in 2 weeks and we can't be friends anymore. I'm not that kind of person. I have friends who've reached out to me like 3 years later. So I don't really mind. You know, of course, you know, our lives might be different and time might have passed, but I would be always happy to hear from a friend who I haven't talked to in a long time, right? You grow apart, sometimes you grow closer together again. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm pretty sure, and like I said, I've had crushes, one-sided crushes, plenty of times growing up. But there was only one where I felt like I really got close to confessing and it was really obvious, but they kind of very obviously shut me down. Like what happened is they had, so we were in the same college and they how to say it? Like they, when they came to the school, they left their hometown. For me, the school was closer to my hometown. It was actually just as close to their hometown, to be honest. But they broke up with their girlfriend because it was like a long distance. They didn't want to do long distance. And he was still like super hung up on his girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend. And yeah, but also I kind of blame him because he was like super leading me along. But that's okay. That's like for me to learn. Now I'm an adult and I learn better and I know how to like see the signs and I know how I should be careful not to lead someone on and things like that. But like, you know, it was a lesson learned and yeah, I really liked them for like quite a while. And then eventually we grew apart and like I cried a lot too because like I felt like they really hurt me a lot with how they treated me. And eventually that hurt turned into a little bit of anger because of how they treated, not because of the rejection, but because of how they treated me despite knowing how I felt. It's like, for example, let's say I found out someone likes me and then I continue to like, I don't know, lead them along and like kind of give them hope, but then like not make it clear that I don't want to date them. But anyway, we were young, so I don't blame them necessarily either. I also grew from that experience and I hope they did too. So anyway, but after that, I think it turned a little bit into anger that they were so like disrespectful of my feelings and how I felt and how they were treating me. And so eventually it actually gave me some clarity on like, hey, you know, they're not a bad person, but that's not the kind of friend I want. And it helped me kind of get over it a little bit faster too. But yeah, it's like the stages of grief. I went through the stages of grief a little bit. But yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a learning experience. And for me, I needed the space. And so I took the space. But after the space, like they were kind of rude after that. They would like still try to like not give me space. And that was really difficult. So that's when I realized like that's not the kind of person I want to be around. Yeah. So that can be an important part of it. Yeah, bad timing. Not just that, I'm actually kind of glad because I'm so glad I'm not dating that person. Like I said, that they're not the kind of friend I want, and we ended up not being friends after that either. And so I'll give you another bit of context. With all my close friends, time goes by where we don't talk for a month, we don't talk for even several months, and we connect and it feels like no time went by. Like it feels like I just talked to them the other day. Like it's never like this feeling of I'm missing out, and there's never this feeling of like I have to keep up with them or else I'm gonna be forgotten. Like there was never any of that. But with this friend, him and this other girl that I was friends with, the two of them, we were all kind of like a trio in school. Whenever I wouldn't hang out with him for even a couple hours, it used to feel like I was gonna be forgotten if I didn't hang out with them. Like I used to always feel pressure to stay with them and connect with them because that's how they were. It very much felt like Roro's gonna be forgotten if she's not with us. Like that's how I used to feel with them. And over time, like when I needed that little bit of distance after, I kind of realized, okay, yeah, this is not gonna pan out. Like he clearly doesn't like me. He likes this other person. Like I'm definitely rejected kind of thing. It was really hard to feel like they just wanted to move on without me. Like that's what they wanted. And so recognizing that is what made me realize like, oh, friendship shouldn't be like that. Like none of my friends, like we won't connect for like weeks and no time goes by. But with this person, we don't connect for a day and I feel like I'm forgotten already. Like, or they make me feel like I'm like, like I've lost all this time. Like, it feels like so much time went by. It feels like a year went by and we haven't only talked for like a few hours or something. Like I realized that wasn't a good friendship. But it's hard to explain. It's hard to put into words. It's a bit complicated, but that's one of the things I experienced with rejection. So the distance part I think is very accurate to what I need. I need distance to get over my feelings. I still want to stay in contact with them. I might reach out to them every so often. I still care about them, but I need space to get over my feelings. Because when I like someone, I like them a lot. Like lots and lots and lots. And it doesn't go away very easily. I'm an attached fairy. Yeah. That's my little story. But that's how I would handle rejection. Yes. Thanks for the question. Okay, I think we'll pause here maybe. One more. Let me see what the next question is. If it's short, I can answer it. Okay, this one I can answer. Elias has another question. This is a fun one. This one I can answer, and I think it's a good note to end on. And we'll wrap up after this. For real this time. We'll wrap up after this one. Okay. Oh, text is too big. 1 second. This one, like here. Okay, when exactly do you confess your feelings to someone you like? When you're best friends? When you start sharing food? Never sharing mine. Well, listen here, I share my food with all my friends. I usually cut it in advance. I share my food. I don't share drinks with people. I will say, I don't share drinks with people usually. I might share a drink with my best friend and I might share it with like the person I'm dating, but I don't usually share drinks. I'm very like anti-sharing saliva. But food I share all the time. I split it up. Like I'll like cut off a part that I didn't eat and I share it. Of course, and like when you go to restaurants, don't you all order different food so you can share it? I want to share food. What? No, but so for me, I confess when I'm close and I have a sense of what their feelings are. I don't usually confess one-sidedly, personally. That's not what I normally do, but usually I try to find out. But it so happened that the one time I've kind of confessed, the person confessed to me too. So they confessed to me and then I confessed to them. So it worked out. Actually, they confessed to me and then I told them I needed 2 weeks to like think about, or like a week to think about it because we were in like a kind of difficult like life situation of like moving soon and all of that and trying to figure out what long distance would look like and all of that. And then I also confessed and I was like, never mind, I want it down. And at first we were like, oh yeah, like maybe after we're both back in the same city or whatever. And then I was like, never mind, I want to. So yeah, we changed our minds. I changed my mind. But yeah, so that's the one time I've confessed is to say like I also like them, but I needed time to figure out whether I would tell them that because yes, they liked me, but we were gonna like be in different cities, in different continents for a bit. So yeah. So rather, I think it's best to share your feelings once you best understand your feelings in a calm, comforting environment. Yes, taking time to process I think is really important. When you realize you like someone, you don't need to tell them right in that moment. It's okay to go home and think about it for a second and say, okay, I like them. When do I want to tell them? Do I want to tell them? Do I have a sense of how they feel about me? Even if you don't know how they feel about you, that's okay. It's okay to confess anyway, right? Like we talked about this earlier. I think it's still okay to confess. But I personally really care about having a friendship before I confess. Because I think for me, it's more that I don't like someone until I've been friends with them. Like, that's how I usually am. I can find someone attractive, right? Like, I walk on the street and I see good-looking people all the time. Like, literally, I'll be walking with my friend, be like, oh my gosh, that girl is so good-looking. Or like, that guy's so, like, that's really normal for me. Like, attractive people are attractive, right? But liking someone enough to, like, want to confess to them, for me, just doesn't happen unless I already know them as a friend. That's just how I am. And that might not be it for you. But when you start sharing food, no, you didn't share food anyway. I share food anyway. So that's not really a good precursor for me personally. But yeah, I think that, it's finding that moment you feel is good to tell them. And maybe there's never a really good moment to tell them. But, when you realize you really like them and you want to let them know, then you have to just take that plunge, find the time and tell them. Like in my case, I told you, like, this relationship I had, they confessed to me and a week passed by and I actually was about to, like, tell them I like you too, but, and then they were like, never mind, actually I take it back. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we're moving and, like, we're gonna be moving to different places. Like, maybe I shouldn't have confessed and I shouldn't have jumped the gun like that. And I was offended. I was like, how dare you confess to me and then take it back? How dare you? Oh, whoop your butt. No, I'm kidding. But then, we still kept hanging out because we both liked each other, but we just, we were, like, moving and traveling and all of that. And then eventually over time, like a couple months later, like just before we were about to move, we brought it up again and we're like, never mind, let's date. We both changed our minds again. Yeah, well, I didn't change my mind. I guess I changed my mind back and forth, but yeah, we changed our mind and then that's what happened with that relationship for me. But that's just an example, right? So yeah. That takes taking time to process. And that's what I said, like when I was first confessed to, I needed time to process, not because I didn't like them. I liked them too. I was interested in them too. But I needed time to figure out what it looked like for our lives in that moment. And so for me, I did need time. And I took some time to process. And they were kind enough to give it to me. And I think that was really kind of them too, because it's really easy to put a lot of pressure and be like, no, tell me what you want right away. And I said, no, I just need like a week. Please give me a week. I just need to like figure out what that looks like for me. And we were gonna meet up again the following Saturday, so that's how it happened. I had a weird situation. I've been friends with them for a while. They said that they liked me and I was taking my time, and boom, I got ghosted. Never talked to them for over 3 years. You got ghosted? Wait, you tried to reach out to them? Wait. So they said that they like you. You needed a little bit of time, and then when you reached out to them to tell them your answer, they ghosted you? What? That's wild. That seems really a bit immature on their part. Wait, how long did you take to respond to them though? Not like a month or something, right? Or did you take like, don't tell me you took like a year to respond. If you took a year to respond, then maybe it's justified. But if you took like just a week or two to respond, then I think it's strange that they ran off like that. In that case, it might be a bullet dodge sort of situation. Yeah. Okay. I have 30 questions now. What? Okay, this is number 16. This is the perfect halfway point. So we'll do this and then we'll wrap up. And I'm closing it. I'm closing it now. I'm closing it right now, okay? I'm closing it right now. Where's my questions? Where's my form published? Accepting responses. Okay. In 10 seconds, I will no longer... No, that's not enough time, is it? I will no longer accept responses as of 2:30 today, 2:30 p.m. It is 2 o'clock p.m. right now for me. In 30 minutes from now, I will stop accepting responses. So I'm going to set a close date or response limit. On date, choose date and time today at... Where is my timer? 2:30 p.m. Japan time, which is 30 minutes from now. This form will close. February 14, 2:30 p.m. GMT plus 9. Okay, save. Yes, the forms will close in 30 minutes. So if you still have questions or things you want to put, okay, this last question. How do I ask a chocolate-loving fairy out for a meal? Distracting her, what? Excuse you. Is this what Jury was talking about earlier? No, stop. ダメだよ. No. ダメだよ. Absolutely not. How dare you? Don't make me whoop your butt. No. Where is this happening? Where's the dungeon? Where's this happening? Stop. Get your grubby hands off my taco. Get your grubby hands off my chocolate. I know it's Jury. I blame Jury. Jury's probably the part of the mastermind group. Wrath? No, not all of you. Not all of you. What? I trusted you guys. Yeah. So how do you ask a chocolate-loving fairy out for a meal? You say, Ro, I will feed you whatever you want. Come get food with me. I'll be like, Choco. Yeah. I love getting food with friends, honestly, guys. Like, yeah, I love getting food with friends. Yeah. Aw, I would just. We can do like a meal on stream together. We can do like, not in that kind of way, obviously, right? Like the whole conversation I had at the beginning about distance. But no, we could totally do like a eat together stream. We've done that before. We've done that really recently too. So if you guys want to do another eat together stream, obviously not the same, but we could do an eat together stream. That could be fun. Again. But yeah, to a chocolate-loving fairy for a meal. So I see this question was obviously to distract me while you try to steal all my choco. Is this Dino's plan? Was this Dino's plan? We basement dwellers finally get taco. I guess it's supposed to be sent to Dino. Was it? Was it supposed to be sent to Dino? I'll turn Dino back on now that we're wrapping up. But having said that, I know there was one comment earlier that I missed. There were a couple. I know Flame, you had a question, so I'll just answer your question since you asked here. Where was it? One, I think there's a... So Vorge said, I think there's a bad connotation of not being... This is the previous question we were answering. Fine, for this one day, I will share my choco with you because I'm kind and benevolent. Kind and benevolent. So Vorge is saying, I think there's a bad connotation of not being a first choice when taking time to consider a confession. Yeah, I don't know why that is because... What are you gonna do? Go confess to the other person and hope that they say yes in the week that you're waiting? I don't think it can have to be like that. I think it can be more of like, you hadn't thought about your feelings for this person. Maybe you do like them, but you just hadn't thought about it and you need some time to figure out like, do I like you or do I not? Or maybe I don't like you in this moment, but I want to try going out with you and see if my feelings develop, right? Like that can also be a thing. It could, in the context of were you asked because they want to date you for a bit and see like whether you guys get along in that kind of context. Maybe you need a little bit of time. And you won't know unless you give it a little bit of thought, right? Maybe there's someone who confessed to me and I hadn't thought about it, to be honest. And I needed just a week to like, when I told you about this person that confessed to me, I like them, but I needed the time to think about, is this gonna work with where we are in our lives? Like, is it gonna work to like go on, like to date? So that it's unfortunate that that's the connotation. But you know what, you can even say that to them and say, hey, I really, thank you for sharing your feelings with me. Like that means so much. I don't know how I feel about you in this moment, and I just need a little bit of time to think about what I want to do. Like, not like just to figure out whether maybe we can try, or maybe I need to say no at this time, and could you just give me a week? So like I think that that's okay to tell them in a way. I'm being idealistic, but I think that's what I would do, and that's kind of what I did. Like right in the context I was telling you about, I told this person like, hey, I just need like a week to figure it out. Like, can I get back to you? Because I need to think about whether or not I want to try doing long distance, or I want to try doing this, and that's not something I can decide right in this moment. Like, yes, I'm gonna do long distance. It's not gonna work. And they were kind enough to let me take the time. And when I got back, I had an answer and we figured it out from there, So that's one thing. Flame, you had another question. I know I came to the stream late, but was there any question about dealing with being lied to in the form of catfishing, like long distance stuff that ended up being mental? Oh, we didn't talk about anything like that. And I'm so sorry if you dealt with that. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, that's one of the huge fears of online dating, huh? Especially long distance. But I will say this is one thing, and again, this is not a judgment. This is something that I've done because I have a lot of friends online, and even for friendships, I'm not dating. How do I say this? I have friendships, but I'm not someone who supports dating online, if that makes sense, right? I have really close friendships online, but if I were to, let's say, want to feeling really close to someone I have a friendship with online, I wouldn't ever even bring up the thought of dating unless I met them in person. And that's because of my fear of like catfishing and also safety, online safety, because you don't know who's behind the screen, right? Even if you video called them and voice called them, like nowadays you can fake all of that with AI, right? So I don't trust it. And that's what I mentioned a little bit of earlier, that when it comes to long distance relationships or online distance, if you haven't met them in person, I don't trust anything at all. Like I just won't even take the time to date. But that's because of my exact fear. So I can't say I've been in that situation. I've done what I think I can do to avoid it, but it's really hard, and I'm so sorry if that happened. And I don't know how you move on from that, honestly. I personally think that that's what professional help would be for, right? Like, I would need to probably go to like a professional to get advice on that one. I don't know. Yeah, that would be a question for, I think, that kind of manipulation is horrible, and that would be something that I would need to go to a therapist for, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with that. That would kill me inside, I think. Yeah. And I'm so sorry that you dealt with that, if you dealt with that. Yeah. But yeah, people can be so different in person. It's not even about how they look, right? It's about, hey, is this person someone I could also, okay, this is another one. I never thought about this until recently, because I didn't obviously grow up using none of us grew up using ChatGPT, right? Because it wasn't there. But nowadays I see people who use ChatGPT to respond to people online constantly. And I'm like, okay, when you're in a real, like in front of someone, face to face, you're not having your phone out, because in most places it's rude to have your phone out while you're having like a conversation with somebody, right? Like, I don't like it when people have their phones out while we're talking. Like, that really bothers. It's like a pet peeve. If I'm talking to someone and like in person and they constantly looking at their phone, I get pissed off. I get pissed off. Like, oh, am I wasting your time? Am I taking you away from your cell phone? I'll go back home and play video games, okay? I don't have to be here. So anyway, that's my little pet peeve. But when you meet someone in person, you're not gonna have, ideally, you're not relying on ChatGPT to talk to them. So being able to like have a conversation and friendship like that, I think that's really important to be aware of. And I think meeting in person is really important. Again, practice internet safety. Try to make sure you meet during the day in a public place where you're safe. Don't, bring them to your hotel or home, or don't guide them don't let them drive you. All of those safety tips that you're always taught. Take them seriously when meeting someone online. I think being able to have these friendships online with people around the world is something really, really valuable, and I love it. And all my friends, all my close friends in the content creation space live in different countries from me. Every single one of them, except for like maybe one or two, live in different countries from me. And I feel so lucky that I can connect with them every day, And so I'm not saying like don't have these friendships, none of that. But like relationships, especially, putting yourself out there, there's also still safety involved, whether it's a friendship, whether it's dating. And for me, like I said, dating I won't do unless I met them in person, but even friendship, you want to be careful and you want to be really, really cautious about how much you share about yourself, how much information you give about yourself. Don't give your credit card number to them. Don't give your social security card number. You can give me your credit card number, I promise. I'll use it for good. Yeah. But you don't give people your social security number, your my number, your all that stuff. Be careful. Practice your internet safety. All of that still stands. Yeah. Yeah. No, so don't actually give me your credit card number. I will buy out. No, I will probably send it back to you, be like, don't be stupid. I'll probably buy $5 worth of choco and then tell you to not be stupid. $5 choco as punishment, as my transaction fee. Yeah. So yeah, that's my advice. But always be careful, always practice online safety. But I know so many people who've met their partners online, who've had, wonderful experiences meeting people online. I have so many of my friends, so many of the really important people in my life today I've met online. Like I would say half and half. Half my friends are in person. I don't have a lot. I have like 8 friends I would consider relatively close. Half of them are online, half of them in person. I would say, yeah, maybe 8 to 10, where I feel like I could talk to them about more serious topics. It's 50-50. So, I know how awesome online relationships can be. And in the end, though, you have to always practice safety. Yeah, always practice safety. Yeah, so I hope that this was a fun stream, the one we do for Valentine's Day every year. We did 3 hours. I know I yapped so much. I hope it was a good discussion. Well, I'll turn Dino back on now that we're done with the yap. Give me one second. Oh, long audio. And where's my little Dino button? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I hope that was fun. No worries, Sugar. I'm glad you're able to listen. I'm lucky that I never visited ChatGPT. I never felt the desire to humor the idea of using it. Yeah, I've had to use it for work and stuff, and I've used it. I think I've used it once on stream as like an exercise, but I don't. Yeah, I my thoughts about ChatGPT have changed a bit over time, and I also don't use it usually. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't use it in my personal life at all. At all. I hate using AI in my personal life. I have to use it for work, though. I feel like every company nowadays forces it. We're tracked in my office on AI usage. It's really crappy. It's really annoying, especially because I don't use it very often. But yeah, I get it. I get it. So I hope this was a fun stream. Like I said, this is, my advice is just my opinion, right? I'm not like, please don't like, take it as gospel or something, and like, make your best judgment and talk to people you trust in your life who know you and who know your situation ideally, and hear what they have to say, because they will probably be able to provide the best support over anything that I can say. But I hope that, it was a fun stream, and I do like having some of these deeper discussions on stream. I know I don't do it very often, and I know that I limit some of the things that we talk about on stream. I do that for my personal safety and mental health, as well as, just because I care about how this space is for me and for other viewers here. So I know that sometimes I have had people ask like why we don't talk about certain things or why certain topics are banned. It's not because those topics are unimportant. It's because I feel like this is not the place where I can have that discussion, or I can moderate that kind of discussion. I'm not equipped for that. I'm not a professional therapist. I'm not a professional in any sense of the word like that. So I want to be mindful of that when we have this, that this is for fun, and that of course we can have some really serious, and I mean everything that, I'm saying, right? Like I'm not giving advice as a joke, right? Like this is what I would do, but this is again what I would do, not necessarily what you should do or what is the best solution. So please keep that in mind. But I hope you had a good time. I really enjoyed talking about these things and thinking about these things. Hey Tado, how are you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course, I'm so glad you were to drop by 49. I'm so glad you're feeling better. I hope your music creation goes well. Tado, hello. I'm so sorry. I'm just wrapping up stream, but I hope you if you wanted to keep watching. Did you miss? No, nothing at all. Just Roro yapping as usual. Yap. You missed everybody stealing chocolate from me. I'm so offended right now. Bowfinger, hello. Oh my gosh, wait. Your name. Hello, thank you for sharing your experience. Very cathartic stream for me. Oh, thank you so much. But I thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, I will use it towards Chaco feeding the dungeons. Chaco feeding Dino, maybe a crumb or two. And for all the stuff that I want to do for this channel, I hope I can slowly use it for stuff in the future. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you were able to find the stream cathartic. I think sometimes it can be nice to have just a stream where we talk about some of those things that we're all kind of dealing with, relationships in life. I know I don't do it very often. Like I said, this is very much like a once or twice a year sort of stream that I do, but as I promised, I know some of you, we had way more questions in the question form. So what I'll do is I'll do one extra stream next week, maybe Saturday, or it might be a vertical stream. And we might do it a little bit faster. It might be a little bit shorter, like 2 hours. And I'll go through the remaining questions that we have. I'll sort through them and kind of combine a few questions if they're related to each other. And so, like I said, the response is open for another 15 minutes in the form that's pinned at the top of the chat, both on Twitch and YouTube. That form is going to be open for another 15 minutes. So if you have any questions, you can add them in. I'll take a look. No guarantees that I'll get to your question. Like I said, I'm going to curate it for next one because, like I said, I only do this like once or twice a year. So, it's not a weekly thing. We'll do one more maybe next week, so I can finish up the questions. And yeah, and then maybe end of the year, around Thanksgiving, holiday season, we'll do another one. Yeah. Yeah, I only do the responses here. I was showing the questions on stream earlier, but you can put your questions in the form. Yeah. Sorry, Charles. Maybe I'm not getting maybe I'm misunderstanding. What do you mean by responses here? Like responses here on the stream, you mean? Or something else? Sorry, my brain cells are limited right now. Sorry. I might be missing what you're saying. On the stream? Yeah, I only do responses on the stream. Yeah, I'm really bad at typing out responses. I can't get my thoughts together well. You guys see me, I yap and I ramble, and I cannot do text rambles. Yeah, so I usually do it only on stream. If you really want a response that's written, no, I think I only do it on stream. I'm sorry, I don't think I'll do written responses. I just can't put my thoughts together that well. I'm too wordy. I too yap. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a question and you just want me to read it, but you don't want to have it read on stream, that's a little bit difficult. I probably won't. I mean, if I see it and I think it's not appropriate for stream, I won't read it on stream. But you know what I mean? But yeah. My autograph? No. I don't even have an autograph. I've thought about, should I have a Roro autograph? I don't have one. It should be Rho squared. Roro. Rho squared. That's it. But yeah, I think this is a good place to pause. Thank you all so much again. And let me just shout out people really quick. Shaka, congrats on 49 months. Jury, congrats on 43 months. Link, thank you so much for the super chats. Both your super chats. I really appreciate it. It's so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Darkfire, congrats on 49 months. I was a love. I hope I was a love fairy today. Dip, thank you again for your super chat. Minato, thank you as well for your super chats. I really appreciate it. Timothy, thank you so much for your super chat. Wrath, thank you so much for your super chat. Vorge, thank you as well. 4 years. So many of you have been here for 4 or 5 years. It's wild. It's wild. Charles, thank you for joining membership. And Bo, thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate all your guys' support. It's incredibly generous. I'm always so incredibly thankful. Of course, like, please never feel pressured. I am really thankful that I have a job. I have an earning, but any money that you guys put into the channel, I try to put back into the channel for something that I buy for the channel or I make for the channel. So I do hope I can always put whatever you donate to good use. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. And on Twitch, thank you again, Mikey, for subscribing. Gentle, thank you as well for subscribing. FUCK, congrats on 30 streams. That's wild. That's a whole month of streams. You've been stuck with me for a month. That's not even just a month. That's like multiple months of streams with the rate that I stream several times a week. Thank you so much. Elias, congrats on the 3 stream streak. Sim, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry if anybody else followed and I didn't shout you out because I can only see what's already followed. Yeah, aw, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I put a lot of my disposable income into the channel, but I do it because it makes me happy. You know, I just love this. This is just something I love. It's like, I want to say hobby. I wish it would be a job one day. I hope it could be a job one day, but it's okay. Otherwise, it's like how you put money towards like skiing or mountain biking or crafting or cooking. It's like, I love content creating and I love streaming, and I feel so thankful that I have such an awesome community that I get to stream with. There's stream streaks on Twitch for some reason, but yeah, I mean, if I see it, I shout it out. Yeah, on Twitch there's a stream streak. I think they're doing it now to try to get more retention, maybe. But I always appreciate it when I see people again. I try to remember that you guys came by. Sorry if my memory fails me. But yeah, thank you all so much, and thank you again for all your support. I know I really appreciate it. I know Dino really appreciates you guys stealing all the chocolate that you can feed Dino. It's fine. I'll let it go, because I'm benevolent for Valentine's Day. I'll let it go. Don't worry, it drains my bank account a little bit too. Oh, Tado, thank you so much for the super chat. That's so sweet of you. Aw, thank you. Good yap session. I was totally there. I know. I actually don't. Obviously, I never call out anybody who's lurking. If you comment, I will respond, obviously. But I'm the same. I'm a total lurker in other people's streams, and I'm very quiet. And I don't say stuff in other people's streams. So I totally respect wanting to just enjoy and listen. So don't ever feel pressure. I totally get it. No worries. But thank you so much, Tado. I really appreciate it. No, Santos, how could you? Don't give him all your chocolate. Give it to me. Give it to me. Dino's already chubby. He didn't eat all my chocolate. Look at him. See, he got rounder recently because he's been eating all my chocolate. It's not healthy for Dino. He needs to cut back on the chocolate a little bit. I want him to live a long life, you know? You are pretty awesome. You guys are pretty awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for some really interesting discussions. I had a lot of fun. So for next week, can he? He already has one in his hand. Look at him with that giant chocolate bar in his hand. Look at him with that giant chocolate. Hold on, let me see if I can take it from him. Dino, I think I should confiscate your chocolate bar. What? Stop. Mwah. Oh, see, he won't let go. He won't let go of the choco. This boy. Anyway, for next week, we'll play Hades again. As promised. And we will do another stream just like this on Saturday. As promised as well, because I know we wanted to. Because I know we have quite a few questions left over that I didn't get to. So we'll do one extra one just for this time. Don't... I'm territorial with the choco. It's my choco. No, Enfield. Oh my gosh, Enfield. I know, but I don't know if I can handle another story gacha thing. I don't know. And another Factoria. Do you know how obsessed I get with Factoria style games? It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy, damn it. I will try. I will think about it. But anyway, for next week, for sure, there will be 2 streams. One will be Hades as promised, and this stream, another life advice stream, but it'll just be to finish up the rest of the questions. It might be vertical. I haven't decided how I'll do it, but that'll be next Saturday, same time as today, 11 a.m. Japan time. Hades, I don't know when I'll do it in the week, and then we'll do maybe 1 or 2 other extra streams in the week as usual. I want to try a couple new games again. I kind of want to try Mugenics. I kind of want to try this game called, what is it? Goblin Sushi. That looks really fun. We might play more cooking games. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, there are Enfield ads everywhere in Japan right now. I went to Shibuya the other day, last week, and there were Enfield ads all over the station. I took a video. I can post it in the Discord. So I'll have to check it out. So yes, there'll be at least 3 streams next week. At least 3 streams, maybe a 4th stream. It depends on my work schedule. So we'll see. Have you played Isaac? I have not. I'll have to check it out. I have not. Yeah, I have a couple. I have so many games I've bought recently that I need to play. So we're going one at a time. But we'll probably do maybe Mugenics next week. I might do a chill stream next week because we've done so much yapping. I might do a chill stream next week. Someone asked for Organized Inside a while ago, so I might do Organized Inside. Hello, Oro. How are you? Welcome. I'm just about to wrap up, but it's so great to meet you. So great to see you. Thanks for dropping by. My throat is like, weh. How are you doing? Yeah, you love Isaac? I'll have to check it out. I have not played it. Is this a game? Isaac? Hold on. What is this? Is it the Binding of Isaac? Why he crying? No, he's crying. Wait, that hurts my heart. Oh my god, no. I don't think I can play this. He's crying. No. Oh my god, he's just a little bean. He's just a little bean. He's just a little bean. I can't do this. I can't play this. I don't think I can do this. It looks so sad. I can't do this. Nope. Rejected. 却下。できません。無理です。しません。Thanks for the head pat. But yeah, okay. We'll wrap up here, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday or Friday or your Valentine's Day. Whatever you may be doing on Valentine's Day, whether you're doing something or not, I hope it's a special one. I hope you enjoy it. This is the one day where I will encourage you to eat chocolate. Eat lots of chocolate. Enjoy yourself. You get chocolate twice a year. Halloween and Valentine's Day. Because I'm kind and benevolent, yes. I'm doing good. Ignored my sleep schedule. Messed up. Oh, that's okay. No worries. I hope you get some rest. I'm sorry your sleep schedule's messed up, but I hope you get some rest. Yeah. No worries. Thank you all so much. I will hop off today. I gotta run. It's a little bit later than I planned, so I'm gonna go get some lunch. I'm really hungry. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Wonderful rest of your weekend. I will catch you all soon. You can... Like I said, you have another 5 minutes to post a question in the forum if you'd like. Otherwise, I will hopefully catch you next week here on Twitch or YouTube or on one of the other platforms I'm on. Yeah, feel free to join the Discord. Wow, Borge is like, no, you can't be happy, damn it. Bye. Have a wonderful time. I will catch you all soon. You can catch the stream schedule in the Discord. It'll probably be up on Monday again. Okay, have a good one. What's this? Otsukaresama desu. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye. Oh no. And this stream on Screw the Couples. Lol.
frowny face.